Marie Body is going to be playing. So is Uta Hime, M, and yeah, that's really exciting. And I'm also going to be in Shakespeare, which is a bunch of queer people doing Hamlet, and I get to play Laertes, and it's really exciting because Dreamwisp Jen is playing Hamlet, and I love her to pieces, and I cannot wait to sword fight to the death. So that's something that's coming up.
When is this? Because this sounds like it was entirely written for me.
I was literally watching Ed's face when you started mentioning that.
We are going to be filming it for the most part, and then it's going to be live right now because it is such a massive cast, and we are transpiring over the globe in different time zones. We're having a little bit of a hard time getting everything scheduled, but as soon as we do, I will let you and everybody know. But I'm really excited because I get to kind of do like Shakespeare in my own way, which is nice. Because like it's kind of like Romeo and Juliet, where we're still using the script, but we're making it our own. And the fact that I'm super excited that I get to be Laertes.
Laertes is such a great part. It's
right?
such a good
really
role.
Is. I mean, there's some things going on in there, whatever, but you know, it's fun. So I'm really excited about that. And then make sure to catch myself and Drak on Friday on Demiplane RPG doing episode 3 of Enemy of My Enemy, which is Vampire the Masquerade Hunter the Reckoning campaign. But Drak can talk more about it because he is the brilliant mastermind behind putting all of it together. And he has done so well, both creating this cast, putting everything together, and doing all the contract stuff, and then like playing, and his character is hot. God.
Typecast again.
Right?
God damn it.
How dare you be so hot?
How dare you pigeonhole me into this role of someone who is hot on every campaign? Worst.
I'm sorry, I have a fantasy. I'm going to play out the fantasy. But hi, I'm Drak, and the thing I want to announce is keep an eye out over on My First Dungeon. I was in a campaign called Die, the RPG, where we all played characters who played characters who got sucked into their TTRPG campaign. So very much like you go into your campaign, and you're if you die in the game, you're probably going to die in real life. I don't know, you have to...
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah, so like if you want to check that out and see if anyone did die, check that out on My First Dungeon. I played... I realized I used the same name I used in Enemy of My Enemy. My character's name is Enoch as well in that. But he's a tired and not particularly hot character. He's just very overworked.
Still
but
hot.
finds out he has a very...
They're hot.
Okay, fine. I'm going to accept the compliment because I'm working on that as a person. But you can check that out on My First Dungeon. And as Raven mentioned, I'm the project lead and a player on Enemy of My Enemy, which is a Vampire the Masquerade Hunter the Reckoning crossover over on Demiplane RPG. We just had episode 2 released on YouTube, so if you want to catch that, you can watch it on YouTube on Demiplane RPG. I'm going to have episode 3 this week at Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And things are going to be interesting because the Hunters have just entered the domain of Madame Ime, the vampire. So it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be, someone might die. In my opinion, I think someone is gonna be at least close to death or undeath.
Someone might die.
Depends on how things.
Apparently.
Who knows? But check it out. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Keep an eye on my Twitter, I guess, because I have things where I'm working on, but NDA can't stop me from actually talking about it.
I love that. Actually, that's very exciting. Whenever I hear somebody's like, I have an NDA, I'm like, yes, don't tell me about it at all.
Tell me nothing, but I am excited.
Just tell me
Great
when you're
vibe.
announcing it so I can see.
Well, I have an announcement and a recommendation as well. So my, well, not really an announcement, an ongoing reminder that every Tuesday you can see myself and my turtlenecked twin Sam over on Wounded Warrior Project. We are currently doing a Tales from the Loop campaign called Eden Falls. It's all very Stranger Things, very Spielbergian, lots of hints of E.T., but it's based on the work of an incredible Swedish artist called Simon Stalenhag, and the role-playing system is fantastic. It's really easy. Couldn't recommend it enough through Rogue Publishing. We are going to be reaching the halfway point of our campaign and potentially first season, whether we get another one. You should tune in and show as much support as you can for that. But that's every Tuesday. The cast's incredible. We have Bread Witchery, we have R.I.P. Mika, we have D-Tune, we have Yellow Spoon Girl, we have the incomparable Sam, and I am also there shepherding the chaos. So I would definitely recommend tuning in for that. And as a recommendation, just follow your hobbies. I realized halfway through lockdown that I had no hobbies that I was not monetizing. Acting, role-playing, all of that stuff had become very much career stuff for me, and so I decided I would get back into a hobby. For me, personally, that was reading and modeling, and last week I went to my very first modeling tournament, and I picked up a very lovely silver trophy. So just keep on, find like a thing that you love that is just for you. I found it immensely useful in amidst all the busyness and everything, so yeah, do that, because I love you all very much and you should look after yourselves. So that is my recommendation. Do that thing.
I just want to quickly say, I just want to know where the judge is. Just let me know. I just want to talk. Silver? I just want to talk. I just want to,
Yeah.
I just want to have a conversation behind, I don't know, maybe behind a Tesco or something. Like, I want to have a quick chat. I want a quick chat real quick.
Okay. I'll DM you some messages. Yeah.
You haven't been talking to the judges now, have you, mate? I can't do the accent anywhere near as good as you.
No, that was perfect.
So many things I read in that accent, thanks to Ed. It's Oh my gosh. My turn. So aside from Eden Falls, as you had mentioned, it's on Wounded Warrior Project's channel. I also work with WP, and Friday we are launching our kickoff of Capture the Flag, which is our 3-week-long streaming event where you can raise money for incentives and literally capture the flag. It is a customized flag for you, and we have tournaments every single Wednesday, which is going to be fun to try to maneuver with this. So I'm still talking, but I might not be here. But yeah, so there's going to be a bunch of different creators and warriors together raising money and also fighting it out for prizes, which is a good time. But yeah, so you can tune in pretty much every day or any day between May 26th to June 16th, because it goes from Memorial Weekend to Flag Day, on their channel to see what's going on. Yeah, that's it.
Nowhere near as exciting as anything anyone else has talked about, but new season in Destiny, that means you guys get daily content from me for a bit. And we're talking about sea monsters. It's gonna be great. It is actually nowhere near as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I thought that we were gonna be swimming with the fishies quite literally, but no, it is far more manageable from that perspective. So yeah, we just need to talk about the terrifying sea monsters instead of, going up close and trying to dodge them and all that other stuff. And oh god,
have you finished it?
I mean, it'll expand out week over week kind of thing. So it's like, I finished it for now. I need to slow burn the terror. It's great. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. I'm waiting for the inevitable moment where they just decide to up and like drop you in the middle of the ocean, and then bad things happen. I'm waiting for it. I know it's gonna happen. I just know it. And you know what? When it does, screw you, Bungie. But yeah, no. the whole thing has been really good so far. If you want daily content, Martin and I will be pumping that stuff out so that you guys can get to grips with what's going on with the new season, which actually is doing pretty good. They've got a really solid set of bones out there for the first bit, and it's the kind of recovery they needed after Lightfall. So yeah, it's exciting times. Go ahead and check all that stuff out. It's going to be a good time.
That wasn't boring at all, by the way.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Compliment yourself. That's
I
really
mean,
cool
look,
and proud of
listen, you got people winning like trophies for modeling, you got people who set up their own shows, you got people who are talking with D&D Beyond about stuff that's
and you're doing
incredibly
your own
important.
content.
Yeah, you're literally doing your own
That
content. What do you
and your
mean?
wife and
You're
everything.
literally the premier
story.
Destiny lore. You're the daddy, buddy.
I'm
Oh, no.
seriously.
That was new to me, by the way. I remember a friend of mine. I didn't. I feel so bad, but I've
sorry.
not.
You didn't realize
I've
we had a
never-
YouTube celebrity?
At all. I was Austin. My friend Austin was like, "Lord Daddy," and I was like, "Lord Daddy? Why would you call back? That's weird." You called him that.
Yeah, we all walk around just calling him daddy.
Thank you, daddy.
That's a totally
In my
different kind of daddy.
defense, I tried to shut this down. Okay, no, quick story
On
about
the
how
internet?
that happened.
There's no way you can shut that down on the internet.
Yeah, so here's the story, because every time people sit there and think I gave it to myself, nope, not even slightly. This was a St. Jude thing. I sat there and I was like doing the charity marathon thing with a couple of friends, and they, you know, they had the donations open, and someone goes ahead and asks in the chat, how much would you say you wanted donated to St. Jude in order to change your Twitter handle to Lord Daddy, just for the sprint of the campaign? And I said, $250 seems pretty good for that level of like tomfoolery. Yeah, sure. Instant donation. And so I was on a
Rookie
bound at that
mistake.
point, and now it has stuck because everyone else made it stick, and I'm furious because I actually I really didn't want it to stick. I was like, the moment this is over, I've got to get rid of this. Nope, too late. It's here permanently now. People know
And
me
once
as
your friends
this.
started saying it, it's done.
It's all over. It's done.
Yeah.
Too much.
Daddy.
So proud of all of you. You're so busy. I love it. Going into summer, no less, too. Friends are awesome.
You're awesome. Boom, take that.
Hey, announcements over here. Memorial Weekend starts early. No Meteorian Core tomorrow. So this is your last fix for live D&D before I go do things with that gigantic fryer that's on your screen right now.
Oh my gosh, how big is that?
No, that one's not.
It's like
mine's
a grill.
mine is half
Looks
of
like
that.
a
Mine's half
looks
of
like
that.
you could cremate a person in it. It's amazing.
It's the Turbo Turkey. Sorry, it's dog in the background. It's the Turbo Turkey
Thomas.
Terminator. There we go.
Mine is only a single side of that, but it's still 3 baskets. That thing is ridiculous.
You made a body in that.
But
I'm
what are you
like,
gonna cook in it? You gotta tell us that.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
cooking the same wonderful handmade boneless wings that I used to do at my restaurant. So I'm gonna be super nice. I'm gonna message all my old customers on the Facebook group and let them know that they can come by and pick up a little taste of the old restaurant this weekend if they want to, and bottle them up a bunch of sauce and be a super sweet guy for all my old customers this weekend. And I'm gonna start doing it as a side hustle a couple of times a month, just to have fun and get people reconnected to what they used to visit me for every day, which was fried chicken and beer.
Yo, I'm coming over.
Dude, my boneless wings aren't even like, they're poetic. Like, it's 100% like I sit down and I break down the chicken tenders. I remove every small tendon or piece of fat and membrane so there's never a bad bite. We hand roll everything in homemade batter and fry them crispy so it's a light coating. We don't even do an egg wash on it. And then I have an amazing homemade sauce that goes over the top and it soaks in. You can have them like a couple of different ways. Like, one of my favorite ways is just letting the sauce soak in to the breading like over time. You let them heat in their own container. That's what Chick-fil-A does with their foil wrapping.
Just less homophobia.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we love that.
So inside that, it soaks into the breading and gets a more intense flavor. That's when it's like, oh, the merging of like peanut oil and, oh God, it's so good.
I've arrived.
Also, saying pulling apart the tendon is, ew.
Yeah, you got to take that little top tendon off, man. Nobody wants to eat that. Nobody wants that little piece.
Yeah.
It's bad. Bad news bears. But restaurants
The visual.
don't trim their stuff a lot of times. And that's what's gross. That's when you're like,
That's when you get that bite that puts off every other bite.
Yep.
yeah, you can't have that one bad
hard-
bite. That was always my rule in the
Yeah,
restaurant.
I'm
One
literally
bad
done
bite,
eating if I get a bite.
we don't do it. And then on Saturday, if you're in the St. Louis area, you can see me on the Jumbotron again because the camera went to me about 25 times. I sit behind the goal. For everybody who doesn't know, I'm a big sports ball guy as well. I grew up in the South, so it's part of our calendar. However, they have now discovered that I sit behind the goal. So every time there's injury time, and in soccer, if you don't know, they like to roll around a little bit. They just keep going back to me behind the goal because I'm very easy to find.
They do.
So my biggest Twitter following ever is coming off being on the Jumbotron, which is ridiculous.
I love that. That's hysterical.
Jumbotroner fans in chat?
Hey, I will say though, if you've never gotten the chance to command 20,000 people inside of a stadium by raising spirit fingers and raising it up and then dropping it down for a response, it's a good time.
Oh man,
It's
That's
understandable.
too much power, dude.
It's a lot of it's a lot of power.
Everyone needs to do that at least once.
Once
that
in your
sounds
life,
so
it's a good
fun.
time. Shout out to my Luligans. Love you all. I can't wait to see you on Saturday. And we got one final thank you to our lovely sponsors, Voodoo Ranger, and all of our lovely patrons, Shabby, Drewcom, Westwolf, Aaliyah, Caleb, Monica, O3, Feisty, Kim, Nick, Nor, Stokers. Thank you guys for supporting our map program over here, and for Voodoo Ranger, keeping us lubricated. Appreciate you all very much. Get your atomic citrus now, because if you go and you wait for the weekend here in the States, it will be gone by the time you look on Friday. So get your beers early. Be a pro for Memorial Weekend. Live dangerously,
code
drink responsibly.
For that?
Code Dennis. Oh, that's the other game. I'm sorry.
Wow. Oh, Dennis. How dare you drop us with an affiliate link like that, honestly.
God, I wish I got an affiliate beer link. It would be the only one I would keep
I'm surprised you don't.
because they wouldn't be able to pay me for it.
Oh, okay.
They would not want to write that check. It would look like those early Fortnite checks for the people that had like username dad and username mom. Oh man, that was a wild time back when Epic was writing those checks. People on Mixer living off Fortnite. What a wild time.
Crazy.
Calling.
We need to pick up where we left off. Revelations of the city. Having an encounter with the Vosh Borg for the first time. Understanding the politics of who arrives first largely dictates how the scene will unfold. Seeing in the newspapers a literal rewrite of the history of the moments of your first encounter with a mechanical dragon and the clockwork soldiers that went awry. The literal sky marshal that held your own son hostage, venerated as a hero. Full stomachs, and finally a long rest. You guys have composed yourselves, discovered a little bit more about each other. But this morning have received an ominous letter from Skyhorn Warden's Lodge. One depicting scenes of corrupted vines and out of control flora. We'll pick back up inside the kitchen with that note, Kallisto. In particular, the scene that you hold, you notice it is a warden's shrine that is there. Warden shrines in the Forgotten Lands are marked as ways to actually keep track of where you are. Because of the explosion of flora and fauna in the Forgotten Lands down below the city, you're unable to trust the stars at certain times, as veils between other realms like the Fae blend and get thin. You're not able to trust your surroundings like you normally are. However, a network of these shrines has created a way to circumvent that. Literal lighthouses and what can sometimes be forests as dark as night. They can light the way for both passengers and wardens themselves. In particular, you can see that this shrine has been overrun and is no longer emanating its source of runic light. The runes that charge these shrines are distinctively warden. While not all the party need to be wardens to help charge, there needs to be at least one warden present to lead the ritual and reigniting the ruins at that shrine. With this information in your hands, the scene is yours, Kallisto.
Kallisto is at the window where the construct had kind of floated in and handed off the letter. Kallisto opens it and sees this image kind of projected, and very quickly holsters one pistol and the other in his body holsters. And I think, can I see Loluphia and Myshkin from the window, or would they be a bit further away?
I feel like she would have come inside of the building as soon as she saw it flow in.
Okay.
One side note as well, Skyhorn is merely the mediarity between this. It is just a link between your own lodge. So this has come from someone that you work with. It has simply been routed from the one which you will reveal to Skyhorn to you.
So yeah, seeing Loluphia, I'll say, I think there's some issues, and I'm going to show the letter to Loluphia.
She would lean over and read it.
Yeah, it looks like it has to be some kind of magical fauna, something like that. It somehow disrupted the runes. Not entirely sure how that's possible, but I guess I need help fixing it.
Looks over toward where probably your moms are with Ziva.
Yeah. I think Ifrit is just coming down the stairs and telling Ziva off for throwing bits of food at Kobe. Oh, I didn't catch that. Did you say something, Sam? I think you're muted.
Yeah, did it not?
No, it did not come through.
Well, I said you should tell him. He might need to stay up here.
Yeah. While I'm addressing them, do you want to see if you can figure out what exactly is going on? I'm not great with magic, but whatever this is, it seems like it's disrupting these runes.
Sure. Is that something I can do, RoBear?
What's that?
If you want to elaborate.
Like, identify whatever these vines are from the image, if you can. Obviously, if you can't, then that's obviously fine. But Kallisto, at the very least, thinks that you might be best suited for understanding what this flora might be from the images.
Nature check.
Oh, that's surprising. 18.
Well, you guys have encountered wild flora and fauna before. This one in particular, you have not encountered yet. There are no blooms. There are only large trunks that look almost as big as a dwarven calf that's running up and around the shrine. It merely looks like wild root structure right now. Whatever it is gigantic. You do know this.
Looking over at the message that has just been delivered, Kaivar's gonna just kind of like slurp up that last little bit of bacon and then sort of waddle over towards the image and sort of peer over Loluphia's shoulder at it. Very intently, trying to get a visage of what this new enemy is and what's going on. He's kind of overheard the conversation and is more curious than immediately trying to help at first.
Look at you, just welcoming yourself into her space. Do you recognize this?
This. And Kaivar is going to pull out his book, and this is flavor for a Bardic lore check, which I should be able to use to check for that, if that's okay.
Let's talk travels, Kaivar.
Mm-hmm.
How much time have you spent in deciduous forest?
Okay. Traveling generally, approximately 3 years. Deciduous forests, not necessarily the Forgotten Lands, but I'd say somewhere close to 6 to 8 months of that.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a Bardic lore. This will be a DC 26 for top level knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Oh, let's go.
Jesus.
It's not blooming because you know this plant is carnivorous. Well, you might not have encountered it before. It definitely is an ambush predator.
Is that a pun as well? Ambush predator? Sorry, I had to.
I hate you. With all my being.
I love you too, buddy.
Every fiber.
Every moment of every day. Of every stream. Jesus Lathander Christ. Yes, this one. Come with many teeth. Yes. And I'm gonna flip open the book to a page that shows something kind of similar. It's not the exact same plant, but it shows something of a similar root structure, kind of a convergent evolutionary thing where it is definitely not the same plant, but it's got a lot of the similar characteristics. They even show
piercing
there
and
are
acid.
Jaws. Yes. Is like is like bug. Yes. But is also tree. Yes.
It is so hard to understand you.
Kaivar's gonna fiddle with the Vox for a little bit, and then realizes that anything he does is not necessarily going to immediately fix things. This one, Kaivar, sorry. Is that me, Sam, or me?
No, me, Lolly.
Me, Lolly. Okay, cool. Sorry, I didn't know if that was LP for a second. I was like, oh shit, is my mic not working?
Sorry, did my mean face seem real?
I kind of just flutter onto the top of Farouk's head, if he allows. Because I'm still kind of sitting next to him.
I don't know whether it's Farouk or you. 100%. I'm used to it.
Perfect. So I kind of just like peer out over like, and I'm kind of taking a look. I have folktales lore. I would like to know or see if there's any recollection of a tale that I've heard about this particular plant.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me your
16.
You recount there are some tales that talk of individuals being swallowed whole by plants and actually not dissolving on the inside of them, but actually crossing over into the Fae onto the other side, that they've crawled so far through the plant that they've popped up inside of a different realm. We don't know if that's true or not, and if it's maybe just a coping mechanism for those who have been unfortunate enough to fall into the trap of a carnivorous plant. Take it as it is.
I kind of just go wide-eyed for a moment. Loluphia, I know you don't want to necessarily hear from me, but I think what Kaivar is saying is that this plant is carnivorous.
Yes.
Why didn't he just say that then?
He doesn't communicate. Well, look, he's got the vox. Why?
I barely
Leave him
Kaivar.
alone.
This one, Kaiva, no word good. Yes. No, yes.
Yes.
And then I look over to Kaivar and I go, carnivorous. It's carnivorous.
This word mean eat things? Yes.
Eats meat.
Oh. Yes. Carnivorous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good job, buddy.
Kaiva's going to remember that. And legitimately as well, it's not a thing of like, oh yes, the word carnivorous. Legitimately, he's stoked to have new bits and pieces of knowledge. Carnivorous is not necessarily a word that he knows. It's one of those things of like, yeah, he can understand a creature that only eats meat. It's just he's never had it defined for him like that. You know, this particular societal thing is something that's not universal.
As Myshkin, still standing in the doorway, looks in the direction of Kaivar's book, just watching the way it moves and the way that Kaivar handles it, his attention is going to turn to you, Kallisto. So are you being called away somewhere else?
Yeah, no, it seems like it. This is from one of the other wardens we work with, so I'm assuming they've done what they could and just needed some extra hands to help out.
What about the somewhat pressing issues up here?
This seems rather pressing as well. I'm going to see what we can do about it. Going to see if we can get more information. If it's something we can deal with now or later. But it is our duty to answer these kind of calls.
But it will
be the danger of some people in the Forgotten Lands as well if you don't.
But it will mean leaving Stormforge.
Yes.
The bounty is also 80 gold per head to assist.
Yes, we leave Stormforge pretty regularly as wardens. It is our job, quite literally.
This job that you have been called for, how long do you think it will take?
I really can't say. I don't think I or Loluphia have really seen anything like this, so we can't call on previous experience to gauge how long it would take. And from the sounds of it, I don't think the other wardens know much about it either, or they would have given maybe a bit more information in the summons.
An unobstructed shrine would usually take the better part of an evening to clear, take care of, and perform the runic ceremony for it to shine again.
We've dealt with some obstructions or some issues with shrines, and it only took about a day to deal with that. But with these roots growing in and out of it, it could be. I really don't know. It would be honestly irresponsible of me to give a guess because there's nothing I'm basing it on, really. But at the very least, longer than that.
Would more hands help?
I think at that he looks at you and then over at the rest of the group and then at Loluphia. I can't deny that more hands would be helpful, but at the same time, I do want those hands to be aware of the danger they might be in and able to work together.
As you say more hands, I'm sorry, I got caught. As you say more hands, Kaiva behind you is waving with both his big and small hand on his right side at once. And then when you talk about danger, he's like, just
And
lowers the hand.
I think at that point, like, that's when Chrissy starts to, like, kind of hum this very, like, jovial, like, bumpy tune. And he, like, you can see that he's trying to remember something. And he goes, "Oh, I remember where I heard it. Tree, a vicious tree, eats them up so full of glee. Through this world into the Fae, no more to see another day." That's what I remembered.
I see. I'm not entirely sure why a song.
It's because it's carnivorous, Kallisto. We've discussed that.
Yes, I heard that part, and then you started singing, and I'm kind of confused where the singing
I'm just
part came from.
putting things together because listen, I'm just putting things together, okay? I don't know. Things just come to me.
Okay.
It was something that I heard on my travels somewhere about a carnivorous plant apparently being, I don't know, itself and eating people and then transporting them to the Fae. It was a tale told to children so that way they wouldn't get too close.
Okay, sounds good. In that case, then we definitely need to deal with this as soon as possible because those shrines are how people figure out where they are at any given moment down there. And if what's meant to be a beacon, or at least a director of some sort, is also dangerous, that's going to be a lot of people's lives on the line. I and Loluphia have dealt with quite a few things down there, so I'll be quite honest, I'm not asking for any aid here, but if you're willing to give some, I'm not going to decline.
I will come. I will come. You mentioned there are runes?
Yes.
If you give me whatever it is that you have there on the journey, I can study them. But, if you think that more people will make this whole affair move more quickly and mean that you can return back here all the speedier, then, yes, I will help.
Hey, Loluphia, I will turn to you. We are a team, so you also have a say in this. Are you okay with everyone joining us? or Myshkin.
As
I
long
won't
as they're
speak for everyone else.
comfortable. It's always a risk of death, so things like this shouldn't be taken lightly.
I've done similar work before.
Have you?
Yes, I have.
Stories we can talk about along the way.
Potentially. Myshkin just leans back against the door and waits.
Where's
Seeing that
Farouk? Sorry.
He's beneath me.
Oh yeah, you're on top of him.
He's
And she's
beneath me
going
as a
to
very
turn to you two.
putting that.
Well, will you two be joining? We could use you.
It has been many years since I have set foot in the Forgotten Lands. I would
Wow,
like
hasn't
to see
changed.
it again.
A chance to go home, huh?
Figuratively, yes. Mercy.
At least for a little while. If you have me, I will come. And I will do my best not to be annoying.
You can come.
Seeing that Chrissy and Farouk have thrown their lot in at this moment, Kaivar is gonna tentatively sort of like walk closer in their direction to them, as if to kind of very tacitly say, I can come too, right? Right? Like he's looking around at the room very nervously and no longer knows what to do with himself. But he's pretty hell-bent on his earlier statement that if Chrissy goes somewhere, Kaivar's gonna follow him, you know?
I think Chrissy looks over at Kaivar and just like clasps his hands together and like puts them on the side of his face, and he's just like, oh my god, you're getting so big. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you. And like you're looking up into Kaivar's big bug eyes, and it's a visible confusion, this gesture, because no one's ever done this to him before. It's kind of like there are a whole bunch of new sensations, even just for sort of like anything from whimsical gestures to things that he has not picked up on. And this is the first time he's ever seen it. So
Would you say that Chrissy has started to like form enough of a bond to know like what that looks like that confusion?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say you've
Okay.
seen, I mean, you know, literally from some of our first outings, you would have started to see the inklings of it. By this point now, from anything from an idiom to like a physical mannerism to something in culture that you know that look on Kaivar's face. It's the kind of like confused eye darting around, like quietly almost reaching for the book with one hand to see if he can find any knowledge about it. Like, you know the signs, there are tells.
I just kind of like smile and I tilt my head to the side. It's a gesture of joy. I'm happy. I'm proud of you.
Oh. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you.
Yeah.
This
good.
one Kaivar will go. This one Kaivar is happy too. Where you go, Kaivar will also go. Yes.
You know, I'm good with that.
Kaivar's going to be a lot more at ease at that point. Just sort of like files in with everything, resumes his normal posture, that kind of thing. Just like, yep, this is my place. I belong here.
Oh.
Right, so, sorry.
And I was going to say, while this is happening, I think Kallisto would have walked away to Ziva and the kids, and I think Ifrit is with them as well, while V is cleaning up the rest of the dishes. And Kallisto will just give Ifrit a tight squeeze and a kiss on the top of their head, and to say, "Good morning, Mum." And she like pinches his cheek and goes, "Good morning." And I think sees over like his side, sees the letter in probably Loluphia's hand, and I imagine they've had like summons a couple of times arrive at Amber Forge, as well as maybe down below in the Forgotten Lands, so they are aware that okay, this means they have to go away again for work. So she kind of looks down at Ziva, then looks up at Kallisto, then gives a knowing nod and walks off. And before they do, Ifrit, Kallisto goes, "Could you do me a favor as well? Could you just look over this?" And they're gonna hand over the jetpack. Could you see if any wires are fried? I think it only really got hit by some of Loluphia's electricity, so it shouldn't be too bad. But a once over would be good. I don't want to be blowing up in midair. And Ifrit goes, "Oh, this is fascinating. Yeah, I'll take a look at it," and hurries off to their desk as Kallisto kind of ruffles Ziva's hair from behind as they're eating, and then crouches down to their level. Have you been throwing? I know you've been throwing. Have you been throwing through that Colby again?
Well, I guess he deserved it. He started it.
Okay, yeah, okay. If he jumped off a bridge, would you follow?
Oh, obviously not. That'd be dumb.
Exactly. And throwing food that V made, I mean, if it was anyone else's, I wouldn't really mind. But Grandma made the food, and we all know that food should not go to waste.
I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect the food. Just Colby.
I kind of look over at Colby.
It's great. Colby's got full mouth, chubby cheeks. He's taking what you've thrown at him. Whatever you missed.
Waste. He's eating it. That's great. See, I'm helping. I got this, Dad.
I hate that you're making sense, because these are the exact same things I said to your grandmas as well. Anyway, Ziva, Mum and I have to head out for another job, so we're going to be away for a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be honest, we're hoping we'll be with a little bit more time to rest, but there's no rest for the wardens, I suppose. So stay safe. Is there anything you want me to bring back?
I'm always safe. Huh?
I think the last 24 hours suggests otherwise.
Talk about it. I've already forgotten everything.
Colby with a stealth check of 5 has gotten up and has wiped his greasy hands on the back.
Oh wait.
Ziva's back?
Yes. Not Ziva. Your son. I lost his name.
Yeah.
Ziva.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Ziva's right. Yes.
Does Myshkin see this?
Oh, it's a 5. Anybody can roll perception on this and probably get it without a nat 1.
Without trying to.
Oh my god!
Why?
I was actually rolling for Ziva so that he could reach around and grab his ankle and trip him.
You still channeled your mom. Mom vibes. There's a mom 20 there.
That's gross. He pulls him down.
Ow!
As this scuffle is going on, Myshkin, as surreptitiously as he can, is just going to cast Prestidigitation to get rid of the worst of it off Ziva's back.
Whoa, not greasy anymore.
Reaching up after he trips Colby. And it's like, oh, did you even wipe it on me?
I will look to Myshkin and just kind of give a slight nod of appreciation.
I'm gonna roll a stealth because I'm trying to do it without anyone
Okay,
seeing.
Cool.
I used that moment to notice that.
Oh yeah, Loluphia clocks me immediately.
Oh, that's Ziva.
Ziva.
Ziva rolled at 20.
Ziva sees you.
Ziva sees it. I'll accept not seeing it. I think Kallisto doesn't see it. They'll turn to Colby. Colby,
just smile.
is there anything you want us to bring on our way back? We're gonna be down there for maybe a day or 2.
Nope. Not that I can think of.
Okay. Well, I want you to look after your grandmas. They're gonna want some help around the house, especially after what went down. And
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're grounded. I forgot to mention. Yeah, you're grounded, so you have to stay here.
I forgot.
No, I'm not forgetting that. You snuck out on a curfew, which usually I'd be fine with, but then you got caught. If you're gonna sneak out, don't get caught.
His fault.
you're grounded for the next day or two. I've already told Ifrit and V, so they know, so you can't lie to them either. I know you did that last time. And while you're here, take care of business for them, okay? If Ifrit needs help with anything in the forge when they open up, you're doing that. If V needs help with anything at the library, you're doing that.
Yes, sir. I will do that.
I know you're lying, but you're gonna have to get around V and Ifrit, and they're way tougher than I am. I'm gonna kiss Ziva on the forehead. And read. Oh, go on.
He said,
And
be
I'll
safe.
read. I will. I've got your mum to look after me, honestly. I think if anyone has to be worried, it's anyone that
Yeah,
comes
she's way
across
stronger,
them.
Dad. Sorry.
Hey, I'm not gonna deny that. I'm not gonna deny that. And again, I'll ruffle Ziva's hair and walk over and rejoin the group.
So, when are we going and where are we going from?
Well, as soon as possible would be ideal.
I agree.
So everybody's in. Yes? Everyone feels good and rested?
Yes.
Indeed.
Alright.
Okay. Just
Before...
give me a quick sec.
Ooh, yeah, go for it, Drak.
Oh no, my thing can be like right as we leave, so you can go ahead.
Before leaving, Kaivar's gonna walk up to Ifrit. Or sorry, V rather. It's V, right?
V's the librarian, yes.
Yes, yes. This one, Kaivar, thankful for blanket and for food. And for crate, yes. And
Oh, the
this one,
crate.
Kaivar. Yes. Yeah, it's good place to nest. Yes. Kaivar is also sorry for killing man in your home. Yes.
Wait, what happened?
We'll save on that one.
V wasn't here for that. Only Ifrit was.
Nothing. Nothing. Sorry, this one, Kaivar. Make mistake. Box not work. And Kaivar's going to point to his Vox. I should have rolled deception on that to see if that's really an effective lie or not. So I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna see. The will save was on whether or not he was going to tell the truth. So maybe.
I'll roll it.
Funny.
Yeah, I rolled
Maybe
one.
you'll get a nat.
I'll get a nat to see if they notice. No,
no.
crit fail.
I
So, like-
got a nat. I did say that.
Yeah, it's a nat something. So they kind of go, okay, no, yeah, it's fine. If you need to have that checked out, I'm sure Ifrit can take a look at it as well. But yes, no need to thank me. The blanket is all yours. The food I'm happy to give. The crate, honestly, didn't consider that as a gift, but I can keep that nice and clean for you for when you return, and if you need another place to stay for a while.
Kaivar's eyes light up. There's a little confusion there because he was not expecting to be invited to return after maiming a person in the Amber Forge. But yeah, he light up, and there's kind of like a sort of a pep to his, like, the movements of his face and everything. He sort of like nods a little bit.
Now, I hear you're going to be accompanying Loluphia and Kallisto to whatever job they have going on right now. Keep them safe for me. I'll be entirely honest, especially Kallisto. He tends to get into trouble and Loluphia has to kind of bail him out. So if you can be there for them, I'd really appreciate it.
Where they go, yes, this one Kaivar will follow, yes.
Thank you. And if you want any food to go, let me know. We still have plenty left in the kitchen. I can get some containers and pack them up for you.
Does everyone else hear that? Because I feel like that's a statement everyone else should hear.
Myshkin's over by the door. He's half paying attention, and he hears, but no, he's okay.
Dude, I'm poor. I have paper towels that I have already wrapped up things to go. I have Farouk is not shy about wasting this feast at all. He's got.
I think it's a combination of Farouk is not shy, but also, you can correct me if I'm wrong, RoBear, but I think in dwarven like culture, leaving food behind is like not a taboo, but like it's nice if you clear the place, even if it means taking some with you. So I think
It's a clean plate society for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
had a
these,
real
like,
life dwarven
absolutely
mother.
have to
I know exactly. No one's making it out without a snack cake. Additionally, there's multi courses that are wrapped up in between Tupperware and brown paper bags, all sources, parchment paper, anything you could name that they're just stuffing on the way out.
100%. So I think like they noticed that, and you doing that is probably what makes them remember. Like, oh, we've got plenty more for you to take away.
You see Chrissy kind of just like flutter down and like go onto Lily's back, open the little box that's on there, and like kind of sort through it for a minute, rummaging through it, and like have like a little tote bag, and just starts like picking up crumbs and like putting it in there. And it's like, yeah, oh, this cheese will go fantastic with the red wine that I have. And just like, making little like bougie comments as he's filling the bag of food.
I love it. Yeah, so I think seeing everyone doing it themselves very excitedly and enthusiastically, they will go into the kitchen, start like packing little Tupperwares of like meals and leftovers for everyone, and like stuff it all in Kallisto's arms, like, carry these for your friends, okay? And like, like, okay, fine, sure. Yeah. And while that's all happening, I'm using my parents to do all of the work for me. Can Ifrit have been checking out the jetpack to see if it is like fried or any like reasonable use at all the way it is now?
Absolutely. Make a crafting check. Let's see here. What would you say? Lifetime blacksmiths inside your own shop. Let's do a blacksmithing check of a plus 24.
24. Damn, my mum needs to teach me what the hell they're learning. Okay. 24. Oh, it was a bad roll.
Is that? Damn, that looked like it was a 19 for a second.
Yeah, no, it was a terrible roll. 33.
It looks like it only needs one patch. But the problem is when you go in for the patch, you're going to have to drain the jetpack and then fill it back up after the weldings.
Yeah.
Really no more than a probably a half day's work.
Ifrit would, I think, tell Kallisto this, like, yes, no, it's not too damaged. I can do quick welding job. There is like a kind of gash here, and like point out where the patch is needed. But I will need to empty the tank and then weld it shut again, and making sure all the wiring and everything in there is still okay will take about half a day. Kallisto will nod and go, yeah, that should be fine. We're going to be away for like a day or two anyway, so that's plenty of time. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know you're going to say you're going to do it for free, but we're going to get paid for this job, so I'll pay you anyway. And I'll again kiss Ifrit on the forehead. Never going to take free labor, even from your own family. And yeah, we'll rejoin the party. We should probably start heading out if everyone's ready. As I'm like stuffing the leftover Tupperware leftovers in my bag.
By the time you say that, like, Chrissy still has since returned to the large espresso, and like is inside the cup, having like consumed half of it, and just like you see like a very small thumb reach up out of the cup and just like give you like an okay, before he like before it starts like shaking. Like he's got the caffeine shakes and he like pops up and like the worst thing you can do is give a Sprite too much caffeine because then he just starts zipping, like whirling through, so much so that like you see Lily looking at him as if he's about to like hunt a fly and like waits to the perfect moment to like reach, like jump up and like snap and grab Chrissy in his mouth and just like hold him there gently enough so that way he's not hurting Chrissy, but like firm enough to be like, boy, you done fucked up again, didn't you? And just like plops down off the table and saunters out, corgi butt and all.
That image is fantastic.
Absolutely love it. I'll turn to Loluphia and go, yeah, I think we're ready to go. Jetpack, if everyone's going to take a look at it, apparently just needs a quick patch job, and that'd take about half a day. So it'll be done by the time we get back at the very least. So your husband could be flying in the next day or two.
I don't know if we're gonna be back in a day or two.
You don't think it'll take longer than that?
I mean, the fact that we don't know what this is.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume that we'll be done earlier.
Yeah, and I suppose that was more wishful thinking on my part. If it takes longer, we can let the family know.
Yeah. It should be fine. And she grabs your hand and laces her fingers with yours and starts to walk out.
As Myshkin waits there, he is going to wait until Farouk comes out, and for wherever the journey is taking us, Myshkin is going to keep step with Farouk silently until they have a moment alone together. But he is going to keep very close to him.
As everyone exits out and begins to make their travels towards one of the skyports. With where we're at the moment, it's not a long jaunt whatsoever. Probably about, give or take, 15 minutes to get to the actual edge of Stormforge and get into the vessel that we need. Well, everyone's taking their own whimsical way of walking in and letting that God rays pour over. It is an exceptional day in Stormforge. Light, crisp breeze, but just enough sun to warm the skin. Seems like something is on your mind, my friend.
And Myshkin looks across, his scarf over his head as is customary, and you seem to be close with the Oracle.
We have spent much time together.
She mentioned something about possession. I was wondering if perhaps you might elucidate on that.
You're not familiar with oracles in the occult?
I am familiar with the occult, but divination is a blind spot.
Think about it as walking a trapeze, Myshkin. Either side there are values, neither good nor bad. The vessel is the trapeze artist. It's a constant walk on that rope that holds an oracle in its vessel. Forces pulling pushing, all while trying to balance everything together. That is what it's like to try to be an oracle.
And do you believe whatever is doing this pushing and pulling, you believe its intent to be... I don't want to be so reductive as to use words as good or evil, but...
That is the problem everyone has grasping. These things are not binary. And neither are folks' intentions, whether they wish them to be or not.
What of the intentions of those we travel with? I have to admit I was not expecting to return to the Forgotten Lands quite so quickly, but our friend Buddha, from what little we know, I have the impression that it might be difficult to help him. Just ourselves. But these individuals, eclectic though they are, do appear to have certain skills that might be able to help.
Indeed. I would also like to get to the bottom of the story prepared. For better or worse. I want to find out what has been made of our friend. He's a large network now, though. It would behoove us to prepare for that.
I suppose my question to you is, in helping these individuals, do you believe they will extend the same courtesy?
You're a calculated man, Myshkin. Far be it a man of faith to try to convince you of odds. Some things you must believe in first before you act, even if the odds tell you not to.
Belief is not the issue. Perhaps faith is.
Indeed. That you will have to find yourself, my friend. That is everyone's own journey.
It appears to have served you well.
It has served my people well for many years.
Well, for now, I will follow in your steps.
Walk the sun's path with me, Myshkin. Maybe the light will shine on the shadows that you desire.
Myshkin nods and pulls the hood over a little more, the shadows enveloping his face, and moves off.
And it's the direct polar opposite this time, with the sun and the god rays out. I do not have my hood up. And I am enjoying the warmth of the sun and our little promenade towards the airships. Anyone else doing anything on the stroll towards the airport?
I think having calmed down a little bit and having been released from the terrorizing jaws of Lily, I find my way over to Loluphia. And on Lily's back. And I kind of just look up at her a little bit. And then I look back down. And then I look back up at her.
Are you being very like
I'm gaining courage. Like there's just like this like
I think so. Let's see what.
Notice it. Not yet.
Because we're walking hand in hand, right, Loluphia? I want to let me roll to see if I notice before I say anything. Oh, I notice.
Loluphia would have in her other hand the map up, or like the letter, just still kind of pouring over it.
I will like gently nudge Loluphia with an elbow and kind of nod down in the direction
and like,
of Chrissy.
As y'all do that, you can see like Chrissy like fighting with himself. He's like, would you just talk? Words. Say words. Say words. It's not that hard. Chrysanthemum.
Are you going to speaker now?
Oh! Hi, Loluphia. You see, I'm sorry if I've ever made you feel bad about anything.
Okay.
And I am grateful that you said you wanted me to come.
Well, thank you for coming. It's your life. I can't control it.
Yes. That is true. But you see him kind of pause, and like there's for all the magic and the gusto and like this exterior, you're starting to see this actual social awkwardness of him having to have a one-on-one where he's not in a position of just telling people or giving people possible answers to the questions that they seek him for.
She would look over at Kallisto, just confused, and then back down to you.
I'm not good at talking about things. And I know...
I don't think I believe that.
I know.
You've been talking a lot about things.
Things I know, sure. But being social, actually social, is not something I'm good at. I'm not going to get into the backstory of my life, but I really am sorry if I've ever done anything harmful.
Never done anything harmful.
Either way, I just wanted you to know that I really don't dislike you. I think you're kind of amazing.
She is taken aback at that. She doesn't show it, but that hit her in an odd way that she wasn't prepared for. And just nods at you.
That's all. Let me know how I can help. I'll take your lead on this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you see him almost kind of look deflated as Lily, like he pulls on Lily's collar, and Lily starts to slow up to a couple paces behind them and between whoever else is behind him, kind of lingering in that solitude that he's accustomed to.
I would assume that Lily is probably stepping a little bit on Loluphia's cloak. Like with every little step, and she's kind of like gotta pull it occasionally.
And then he kind of just looks in and goes, Lily, it's rude. And he just like holds his collar back a little more to like give more space, and then just lingers.
Seeing that you have had what seems to be a kind of a difficult conversation, not really understanding the social dynamics of why or any of the reasons truly behind it, Kaivar is going to sort of walk next to you, and he's not going to say any words, but he's going to hold out his hand for you to take.
You see Chrissy like shocked almost, and he would cry, but there's a part of him that's very much proud, so he won't. But he will flutter up and kind of just, if allowed, rest his whole self in Kaivar's hand.
Absolutely. And as you do that, you feel the confidence of everything going forward, as Kaivar is going to send waves of positive psychic energy in your direction, as would be done in battle, as I'm literally going to cast Inspire Courage.
Do I just feel more confident, or do I notice that this is your doing?
Oh, it's very much my doing, but it's more of a encouragement, you know? It's this thing of saying, like, well done, that was brave. It's almost like sitting there and giving someone a nod in a very non-verbal fashion, except this is Kaivar's non-verbal tone and body language, you know? This is the psychic undercurrent that he projects throughout the world, something which you've felt in battle and that has given you tangible benefits, but is also used as a social gesture. It's this way of saying that can't have been easy.
I think you see a very slight blush on his cheeks as he just like sits a little bit taller and like looks over to Kaivar with a very genuine, like, thankful, grateful smile. Thanks, buddy.
Long ago, great warrior, tell battle song, yes, that, you cannot be brave without being scared, yes. Bravery needs fear, yes, yes.
Yeah, if you're not scared, then it doesn't give you a chance to be brave.
He's just gonna kind of nod at that, and with the affirmative gesture is gonna continue walking. If you are still in his hand, he's gonna keep it that way. You know,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
It's a very sort of natural, accepting gesture of trust at that point, and it's sort of it feels as though for the first time, it's like Kaivar has had a normal person-to-person conversation almost. There's no social awkwardness of translation, and it feels almost as though the psychic impulse of everything was like it was him speaking his own language for the first time. You're just sort of starting to get the inklings of that.
I think at that, like, kind of feeling that and like processing that internally, Chrissy's wings flutter a little bit, like almost like a peacock, you know, ruffling its feathers before resting against his back, and just kind of like looks forward and smiles, nodding like, yeah, this is good. This is okay.
I'm lucky to meet a good friend like you, Chrissy. Yes, yes.
I think we're family now.
Remembers what the word family means.
Yes, yes, yes. Family. Yes, yes.
Yeah. And Lily barks like happily and just like, you know, corgi strolls right next to them.
Kallisto,
Yes.
when we venture into the Forgotten Lands, if you're in need of eyes that are not eyes, I would be happy to be of assistance.
Actually, yes. That would
Something that
be-
has stuck with us since our people arrived. He points down to his feet, referencing tremor sense. Now,
Yes, no, that would be perfect.
everyone has amended senses on your character sheet because almost everyone had dark vision to begin with. So, Kallisto, you now have dark vision as well, since you only had low light before. Everyone has that. But also, Kaivar, because you were an Insectoid, I have given you tremor sense as well.
Thank you.
Dope.
The plane of fire brings many senses and heightens those where we take our steps. When man looks to the sky to guide him, we look towards our feet.
Okay. Once we get on the airship, we can get down to planning what we can with the limited knowledge we have. But getting eyes on this thing is definitely going to be important, especially if it is, like Kaiva let us know, carnivorous. And probably want to try and keep a distance from it while dealing with it. But it looking like what I can only imagine are roots of some kind of plant life. We don't know how far it spreads. It could spread way beyond just that shrine. So we're
Indeed.
going to need to see before we encounter. Would above game, would I know that the warden who sent this to us is probably going to be like there or by the airship, or is this just a hey, I heard that this is a thing, can you go check it out yourself?
Now, their reconnaissance on the ground, they are merely a scout for marking warden shrines and have noticed that this one is out and has been able to give you just enough of a description of what you could get inside of your own note of what what the problem may be.
Yes, I can only imagine the warden disciple, Kuthod, is pretty good at their job, and if this is all they can really give us, I imagine it is quite wide-spreading, or at least a bit too dangerous to get a closer look at. So yes, Farouk, any eyes that, even if they're not quite eyes, could be very helpful here.
I will do my best.
I may also be able to help in that regard.
Perfect.
I'm an
I'd be on-
oracle.
Yes. No, that is perfect as well. Okay. I've seen all of you fight, so range shouldn't be too much of an issue. Yes, Myshkin, I can tell you what I can about the warden runes. Most wardens know them. I don't have the manual or book on me, but I can tell you what I know off the top of my head.
All right. What can you tell me?
And Drak don't know it, but Kallisto will go through the process of like telling you the basics of the ritual, and I think if we can see any runes on the image of the shrine in the notes we got, I explain what each rune does or their significance.
These runes are specific, you being wardens.
Yeah.
You'll give him the pamphlet on it. But how they work and the process is purely held with warden guarded secret.
Okay.
So any investigation of an outsider non-warden would be suspicious, even if it is a general thirst for knowledge. This is a trade secret.
In that case, because I think that would affect his response to that as well. Then, in that case, I think Kallisto would just say, as far as the runes itself goes, Loluphia and I can handle that. We're taught that pretty extensively as wardens. There's a very specific type of rune kept as a warden secret, just to make sure no one else can really tamper with them, especially with how vital they are for people traversing the Forgotten Lands. But as far as interfacing with them and redoing the ritual, honestly, you don't need to know about the runes to be able to do that. We can walk you through those steps.
Well, I know we have at least a few very competent magic users amongst our group, and Myshkin's eyes very briefly dart to you, Loluphia, before going back to you, Kallisto. Just tell us what we can do to quicken this, and I'll try my best.
Of course. How many of you have been or really traversed the Forgotten Lands much?
I have.
Yeah? You?
Yes.
Kaiba?
No, this one, Kaiva. Explore forest, yes, but not Forgotten Lands. No.
Okay. Farouk, how about you?
My people return once every 50 years to walk the path that our ancestors did.
Yes.
I'm sure many things have changed since I set foot, but many things will have remained the same.
Very least, it seems like we have the experience outnumber the amateur, so that's good on that front. Kaiba, just follow any of our leads. It seems like we all know at least somewhat what to expect down there.
Yes. Where you go, this one will follow.
It's very much sudden nervousness over everything, realizing that he is now the babe in the woods, has no clue what's going on.
You feel a very tiny hand kind of like pat your fingertip, just like reassuringly.
You all notice as you approach the aircraft, its small size in nature, and it being uncaptained. It is purely automaton driven, with the entrance of the location coordinates. The only coordinates that can be pre-programmed in are to the specific shrines. These airships go to that spot, and then you are literally lowered in a mining style iron box with bars into the Forgotten Lands. This vessel does not land. All of the Forgotten Lands are purely extraction zones. There are no active landing pads, nor will there be any commercial or government ships that will take you there. This is how you have to get in and out of the Forgotten Lands. The coordinates to the shrine will be the closest one active, as you will have to trek in towards it. It is not a long jaunt. This is a shorter trip, so it will not take you long to get towards the shrine. You notice the difference in comforts immediately as you board this cold, lifeless machine.
Am I to understand it that we don't have a pilot?
And I'll point to the front and say it's all automated.
After what we've been through, you trust that?
I don't trust it any more or less than people. We've dealt with people who are just as untrustworthy as the automatons we fought, so.
If you say so.
I hate to be that guy, but I kind of agree.
If you were to forsake the automation of one part of the city, then you must forsake all of it. We stand here on a floating platform above the mountains based upon automation. There is no choice. This is the world that our ancestors have built for us. It will be good to touch grass soon.
Speaking of, be careful what grass you touch. Some of it might be poisonous.
Indeed.
I kind of like, I'm fiddling with my teardrop for a second. If it's okay with you all, maybe I can just make sure this is good. As I gesture to the ship. However, if that's overstepping, then I will recede the offer, and we will get on the ship and go down to the Forgotten Lands.
Don't control you. Go ahead. Especially if it'll help us.
All right.
And put y'all at ease.
I step down, or flutter down from Kaivar's hand, and I pull my staff from a pocket in my gown, and I close my eyes, and I just hold it as it starts to extend outward. And I am going to use Augury. So that is a DM secret roll.
Noted. Go ahead and give me a will save.
$25.
The visions become clearer. Clearer than what they normally do. Roll a 1d4.
Jesus. 3. I'm so nervous.
You begin your own tightrope walk. Dancing between the threads of fate.
I think for flavor, as this is happening, and there's this expansion of consciousness that surrounds Chrissy, it's almost like watching something on a projector where you see him start to dance slowly, gracefully, elegantly through these threads as he's navigating through them. It is breathtaking. There's a lot of finesse here.
Slowly over time, those threads turn to vines, which turn to trunks, as they begin to resemble long vines from massive gargantuan plant. These trunks lead to a light in the distance. But before you can get there, you are wrapped and consumed by them. Only able to see the light in the distance, but no longer able to move forward. There is grave danger and great reward where you tread.
After a moment, and this display that everybody is seeing kind of implodes inward, visions of constellations pouring through up into his nose and into his throat as he swallows it. He kind of just like holds the staff taut and leans on it a little bit harder and pants. Well, I can say that the ship is fine.
Are you fine?
I will be. I just need a moment to catch my breath.
Massive horns ignite as you close the door behind the rest of the party. There is a reverence of others within the port, both commercial and more residential travel, all looking out as there is a warden vessel that is leaving. An acknowledgement of your presence and what task you may have been asked to do. A sign of acknowledgement that not all wardens come home. The Skyhorn lets out its signature sound. The hum of the engines begins to take over in this loud clickety-clack as you begin to go upwards through clouds and leaving and seeing Stormforge in the distance. Some for the first time in a long time. Cutting through those clouds and heading towards the sea of green that's literally below you. I'm going to let you guys go take your break real quick.
Okay.
Exciting times.
Building tension like a pro. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna get some snacks. I feel like I need popcorn for this next bit.
Get up. Thank you all. Thanks for giving us all that energy, chat. Appreciate you. Been super kind. As always. Headed to the Forgotten Lands. It's like that first time in Final Fantasy you ventured to a new continent You don't know what creatures may pop up. They have an idea, though. Oh, me and Raven have a blast with the Oracle. Love it. I hope everyone at some point in time gets to experience that with their DM and gets to group storytell, where it's a shared story where you get to just riff off each other. It's so good. It's a very trusting and shared experience.
Honestly, like, it's half the reason I remember very early on. The only other class I considered was Warlock, and it was for exactly that reason.
Yeah. It's taking the Warlock relationship into even more uncharted territory.
Well, I think because it's such a great mechanical thing as well. Like, with Warlock, it can be, I don't know, it's so dependent on the RP side of things. It doesn't necessarily offer any, like, mechanical class benefits in the same way, I guess, like intervening and things like that. But I don't know what you and Raven are doing just in terms of that. I mean, you put it so perfectly as Farouk earlier, that tightrope walk is so fascinating to watch.
Yeah, it can be an absolute hell ride, or it can be, majestic. Like I that's what I love about it, where it's a lot of people get to experience divination RP for the first time when they're a paladin or they're a cleric, and things seem like a foregone conclusion. Whereas this is, what happens if your divination is angry today? What if they had a bad day with your bad day?
Sounds like my normal brain.
BRB.
So good.
I gotta say it, by the way, Sam, I'm very excited to see how the two of our characters interact in the future. Because, yeah, I think that it's got to that point where you have Kaivar slightly spooked, but not in a, oh my god, what the fuck kind of way, more in a, he very much respects you and realizes you don't take shit kind of way. And I'm really excited to see how that goes.
She's not intentionally mean or rude.
Right?
She's to the point. She's very direct.
Exactly. And it's this thing of like, Kaivar knows that he's at very least bumbling when it comes to all of his talk, right? Like, the communication is very imperfect. So he realizes that that's probably annoying, but that's about as deep as it goes, right? So he's working off of like really limited surface information. I'm really interested to see how it like unfolds from there. Like, it's gonna be so good.
I was gonna try to talk to Kaivar while we were walking, but conversation just went other places, so I was like, well, I'll talk to him later.
It's fine. When the bug is in the forest, it's gonna be easiest to speak, I guess.
I
don't know, there's a phrase in there somewhere. It's honestly,
Kaivar.
I am so happy I get to play a character like this. Like, I love Zanrin, but it's so refreshing to just be the goofball and to sit there and to put things on a completely different axis, like, I get to sit there and be like, would something like this actually be within the realm of Kaivar's knowledge? Maybe not. It's great. It's like every day is a new story.
I like the way that you play both of them. Going from my character on Tuesdays, who's mean to be mean, and then to Loluphia, who is unintentionally rude but very direct, and then to Biddy, who is just like, let's throw a goblet because we're tavern brawlers.
Cheeky big
See if it'll work and see if the
energy.
angel baby looks at me.
Honestly, Bife, one of the things I find really interesting is in a world where you have all of these different sort of species and sort of intermingling, to have something that is so genuinely alien is such an interesting concept for what is essentially like a fantasy setting. It's really fascinating, and the way that you play that, like the way you're navigating everything. What are you doing, Sam? That's
I'm
Alien.
sorry.
Look at my dog with its rippers.
that dog is too
Call
hot.
me alien.
Why does it have people feet? I don't like it.
Look at its rippers. Aren't they great?
I think you
That was
have.
like popping its foot.
I think you have an appendage thing, Sam.
His name is Millie Bobby. That's Brown. You're welcome. Isn't he a delight?
Yeah. I know.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's all good. It's great though. I get to have fun with it because, like, you know, that's the huge question about like what is truly something other. Like, yeah, everybody explores the challenges and whatnot as far as the emotional side of things, which has a lot of depth to it. But like, what if the challenge was literally they don't interpret things in the same way you do on the most basic of levels? This was so fun about it, you know? Like, yeah, I don't know. I just love having this, you know? You get to sit there and actually have people explain like the true basics. I mean, Farouk explaining family last time, loved where that went. It told us a lot more about Farouk than it ever told us about Kaivar. That was kind of the point. Like, anytime you sit there and have an explanation moment like that and you're trying to explain it, it's going to be unintentionally sort of peeling back the layers of everyone's characters. That's what's so
Good
cool
luck.
about it.
You're so funny, Vibe.
I will forever remain mysterious. Backstory known only to my husband.
I don't even know all of it, to be honest. I don't think Kallisto knows all of it.
I'm very, very
No,
excited.
that's for later, son.
I will say, I think for some reason, Chrissy is comfortable discussing like his origin with this group because he doesn't talk about it ever. So it's interesting to see because he is very much a plot device for everybody else, but then to see him kind of like, hey, wait, I have feelings. I'm kind of socially awkward too. Me masking? No. Yes.
Trauma bonding that makes fast friends. 24-hour friends. I love us.
I saw Sam saying it in chat. I'm like, I was thinking the same thing. Like, we haven't known each other for even 24 hours, I don't think. So I think we like met like in the afternoon or like evening of the previous day.
The market, fought an automaton, went to bed, fought the town, and then we went to bed again.
On the town.
I mean, legitimately, this is so much fun to just sit there and experience because, like, that speed is partly about convenience, but it's also how much skin we've all been forced to put in the game, right? Whether it is survival or literally saving your kids. That's good.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good baseline for like, hey, you know, we may be sitting there and learning about trust on the fly, but we've succeeded thus far. It's good.
No nat ones in that department.
It's one from Ifrit.
A few now.
Yeah, V got on that one, trying to see if he could tell that Kai was
That's how we
lying.
lose. Then we went from a
I'm
20 to
so-
a 1.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad, because that means there is going to be that conversation between V and Iftrin later, where it's like,
Yeah.
what do you mean he murdered someone in my house?
Well, he came out of the closet, sweetie. You can't be upset about that. Some people come out more aggressively than others, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when you came out of the closet? Yeah, I know.
He said, "Happy Pride."
I don't think V would have a problem with you like killing. 'Cause they literally have a son that like they're a warden. They probably have killed before. I mean, they definitely have killed before. I think just being like, someone died in this house. Oh, okay.
Suddenly.
We need to put salt in the doorways, I'm telling you.
We did consecrate that body though, so let's go.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
yeah.
that was one of the ones that was consecrated. Okay, cool.
Here we go. Not eternal hauntings in the Amber Forge. Let's go.
Forever haunted by Don, the ghost of the guy who accidentally bled to death. So sorry. Taken at about the right time. He was being a dick. So it's fair enough.
As you fly past out from the clouds, getting to see the mountains in all of their glory from a perspective that you haven't in quite some time. Seeing the actual diamond shaped of the city floating up above, and the constant thunderheads of which it harvests. That dark storm that never leaves the bottom of the city, collecting like a pool or a barrel in the rain. You descend farther down as the god rays get sparser and sparser to that velvet green carpet of trees down below. Finally reaching your destination. Hovering up above, the cage begins to rattle as you can hear the disconnects. The center of this small airship opens up what is essentially a small prison cell with worn iron bars where you can see marks of ungodly things that have attacked this cage. Not much different than being lowered like the fatted calf in Jurassic Park into the bin of raptors. The cage door swings open, awaiting
Kallisto doesn't even hesitate, very casually enters the cage before looking up and going, "Oh, I forgot to mention, did everyone bring their scrolls of Featherfall?"
Myshkin kind of rolls his eyes and just walks forward.
Chrissy
He would
just
be
points
standing
to the
outside of it.
wings.
Just like, come on after you all.
I got it around here. Mine is ratty, like an old receipt. Oh,
When Chrissy points to the wings, Kallisto would go, "I assure you, even with the wings, you probably would want the scroll of Featherfall on you. There are things that can knock out you or your wings."
In here or out there? Because out there, I already know.
As we're lowering, actually, there have been quite a few times, as you can see, and I point at the scratches and everything around. The moment we leave this ship, honestly, even in this ship, we're still in danger. So I'm just letting everyone know that.
I kind of like pat myself. I don't have one. I never did. So I just kind of like shrug.
There
And-
would be extras on the ship. There would be small supplies like that.
Okay. So
Anything that
I
you would
shrug,
need in an
not
adventurer's pack.
looking at it. And I'm not going to take one. And I just kind of look and I say, if it is my time, then it is my time. I am but a mouthpiece.
Kaivar is
Demart
gonna.
yourself.
Yes, that would actually
For a
honestly be
cage.
a bit of a nuisance for us specifically.
fine.
Yeah, Kaivar's not taking any chances. He nervously skitters over and grabs one, maybe two of the scrolls.
Puts on a life
So-
preserver.
Lily grabs one of the scrolls and just like smacks you know what, it's not on the head, it's like but behind his head, smacks Chrissy with it on his way into the cage, and like Chrissy's just like, Lily, what?
Like a teacher rolling up a test and
Yeah. And I'm just like, "Gee, if I'm supposed to go, I'm supposed to go. I get reborn anyway, it's fine." And like,
I like your
well,
dog.
most people do. And he takes the scroll and just like pulls it out of Lily's mouth and says, "God, good lucky, I love you." And just like holds on to it like this massive like scroll of paper that is like 3 times as long as he is, and is just like trying to awkwardly find a place to like figure it out.
As everyone's talking about how much they like the dog, Kallisto, as Myshkin just shuffles up against you, just hear him mumble under his breath, "I don't."
Kallisto out loud, like fully doesn't care that you mumble under your breath, goes, "You're not a dog person?"
What?
It doesn't surprise me.
No, I suppose it wouldn't.
Don't worry, he's not really a dog. It's fine. And very casually just like leaves that there.
Yes. Chrissy is right. His cat. Yes. His cat.
Lily is in the shape of a corgi.
It's his cat. Yes. No. Yes.
No. And like
Kaivar's
you
world is
see,
blown asunder.
Yeah, you
He
see-
feels like he's lived a lie.
you see like Chrissy like lower himself and just start to like splay, much like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, you know, just like this. It goes, this is a dog.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a kind of dog called a corgi. And then he like moves to Lily's like butt and goes, "And people love corgi butts. I don't know why, but they think they're cute."
There is. Kaivar is lost for words, and so am I. Fusion.
Oh, I'm
As
a
a
dog.
voice emits over a small speaker box that works very much like the magic mouth spell, as it retains information and relays back when people are in proximity.
This is Gilthard, Iljaw. Do not forget to take your flares before you go down. Remember, extraction in the darkness takes longer than in light. Be careful. It seems to be everywhere.
You see
Good old
Chrissy look
jaw.
shook at that. Continue, I'm sorry.
Oh, she just looks at Kallisto and that's Hilljaw. Very little information.
Yes, but again, it sounds like he couldn't really get much. So I think we can cut him some slack. We can berate him next time we see him. But yes, the flares. Make sure everyone gets a flare as well, as I think Kallisto will pick up one of their own, a couple of their own, and put in their bag, just in case we get separated or need extraction.
Myshkin takes one, and you see one of his pendants glow as his right hand just manifests over his empty wrist, and as he takes one with the scaled hand, he looks at it and then turns to you, Myshkin, and just holds it out to you. I think you're better equipped.
You said Myshkin, so I don't know who you mean.
You, sorry, I tend to Kallisto.
The other Myshkin, you silly.
I'm an Echo Knight, did I not say? No, I pass it over to Kallisto and say, I think you might be better equipped.
Okay. And I will take yours as well and put it into my bag.
Thank you.
Is everyone ready? The cage is a bit of a tight squeeze, but we won't be in it for too long.
Yes, I'm ready.
You close that cage door back behind you. As it shakes and begins to lower you, nesting back and forth, finding a spot in between the tree limbs as it shakes. It's moments before complete darkness. The forest is so thick that no light is permeating at all. Even stranger, there is a silence. There are no birds, no sound as your cage settles in on the forest floor. As wardens, it's your job to light the way, as there'll be smaller runes that lead up to the shrine. The only thing that pulls you towards the shrine as a warden is some kind of runic focus. And give yourselves just a second to think about what your runic focus might be. But in this pitch black, overgrown forest, where the roots and bramble intertwine with the actual grass, and you have to turn sideways sometimes just to get through the density of the trees.
Would there be like a stick on the ground anywhere that she could pick up?
Absolutely.
She would do so then. Probably shortly after they had started exiting the cage. She would reach down and grab something and cast light so that it illuminates in a 20-foot radius to give everybody better sight with where they're stepping.
As Loluphia does this, Myshkin has on the journey down manifested both his mage hands, and you see him kneel down fairly close to where Loluphia is, looking around at the ground, and is just going to plunge one of his scaled hands into the earth and bring out some soil. And after pocketing a little in his satchel, you see him reach in and plucking off the strap that is around his torso, he plucks off various bones, and you see specifically amongst them a crow's skull that he just places down. And he piles various bits of soil, kind of scattering it liberally around the outline of this sort of very handmade skeleton that he's made on the ground. And then bringing his wrist up, he just bites down, and you watch as his blood just drops on this small bird skeleton, and soil wraps around bone, and feathers begin to sprout as, popping up on the ground, a raven just stands there and looks up at Myshkin. As Myshkin casts Shadow Spy.
Sorry, what did you say about not knowing anything about the occult? What the fuck was that?
Yeah, Chrissy just kind of looks a little confused as he's playing with the teardrop, and he's like, "And you don't trust me?"
Myshkin just sort of looks at you, Chrissy, and gives a nod before looking at Farouk, and I hope Farouk doesn't mind company.
Not at all.
Interesting.
All right. And the bird just flies up and lands on Myshkin's shoulder, and you can see that as it flies, its eyes just smoke an acrid green every time it moves, leaving a trail.
Chrissy lingers on both you, Myshkin, and this raven, who is not me, by the way, but it would be cool if it was. And just with a sense of knowing, having tasted the story of your history, makes a note of that. Not in a malicious way, just like okay, I think I'm piecing it together. And he moves towards Kaivar and reaches up for him for uppies.
Oh, Kaivar at this point 100% gives you uppies.
Perfect.
He's very spooked, but 100% is going to give you uppies because a friend is close at that point, and that will help.
And then with that, he sits cross-legged in Kaivar's palm and just says, "Nixie, light the way," and casts dancing lights. And the teardrop starts to hover around his neck as it almost births 4 star-looking objects that then surround both him and Kaivar and just kind of spin, lighting the area around them.
You dazzle Kaivar for about half a second with that display, and then he just sort of looks at you and awkwardly sort of nods, and then sort of cautiously moves towards the rest of the group as they start walking.
You notice that these lights stay pretty stationary in terms of distance away from us as you walk, and they kind of dance around, just kind of bobbing up and down, all 4 of them.
What color are they?
Each is a different color. So one, it has a reddish hue. Not red itself, but there are undertones of red and pink as it swirls. The other one is a darker hue, not black, but reminiscent of being like a purple that kind of flecks in and out of light as it swirls around what looks like a star. And then the other one is a light yellow. And then the fourth one is a mix, a perfect mix, swirling counterclockwise of all 3 colors.
Wardens, go ahead and give me survival checks using your runic focus.
I'd love to clarify. What do you mean by runic focus?
It's whatever you want it to be. It's your RP, whatever device that you want that helps you locate shrines where there are runes.
Oh. Yeah, I have an idea for what Kallisto's looks like. I can go first if you want, Sam. I think mine is on my pistol, the one with more decorated with magical runes across it. The very tip of it kind of screws off, and being down here, you immediately see it glow very dimly as I unholster it and twist off the very tip of it, and it's no thicker than a ring. And then in my pocket, I pull out it looks like a coaster, honestly. It looks like a kind of marble coaster that I set the ring on. And as I do, runes light up all across the perimeter of it. And the ring kind of floats in place and then points in the direction of the shrine. Kind of stays there, very much like it's quite literally like a compass, but instead of following true north, it follows the nearest shrine.
As yours does that, Loluphia would have amongst her rings on her right hand, on her pointer finger, if you were to look closely, you could see darker scarring that looks like different rings, as her golden ring that has a bunch of stones, different colors, all the way around this, begins to illuminate as well. And although hers does not point in a physical direction, she can feel where it wants to go, as if it is pointing her with her pointer finger. And whenever it lights up, it does a little bit more of a burn in her skin, leaving another scar.
Go ahead and roll, both of you, with advantage, survival checks.
Yeah. Ugh. Got 17.
Loluphia, it's the smell of fresh water that you get first as your runic focus pulls you in a direction. As you take your first steps forward, small rocks begin to ignite with simple runes on either sides as it begins to lay a pathway towards the shrine inside the darkness.
Is this something only I see?
No, everyone sees it.
Cool.
But it's definitely manifesting as you and Kallisto lead the way. What was much more a claustrophobic experience begins to open up. And bit by bit, on either side of Kallisto, these small rocks that have been placed continue to light the way. Till eventually you hear the sound of running water. And you begin to see small bits of architecture as this shrine in the distance, which is slowly, faintly pulsing, exists.
Approaching this, Loluphia would have put out the light that she created and allow the natural illumination around them to light their way. Well, it looks like we're here.
Yes. Looking around, do we see signs of these vines that were shown in the animated illustration?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Three.
See very little vines at all. The actual architecture in the 60 feet or so in front of you seems to be pristine and untouched. Water is still flowing in front, and the rest of the lights all have risen around the shrine. However, the main is still faint.
Farouk.
Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, do we know shrines to be magical, or would I be able to cast detect magic to see if there is?
Well, the shrine is magic itself.
Okay.
It's filled with your with warden runes.
Farouk, can you, with your eyes that are not quite eyes, do you think you can check if there's anything going on beneath us right now?
I will. Farouk is going to walk forward.
Be careful.
Chrissy sends an orb of light with Farouk, as long as he's within 60 feet.
And as they both do this, Myshkin will just whisper to the raven on his shoulder, "Be my eyes and ears," and just as this raven just flies into the sky and begins flying a perimeter around and seeing what it can see.
We'll get to your raven in a second.
Oh,
Farouk will then become light striding and begin to dance. Moving over the concrete steps. You can see taking precise care to minimize the pressure that he applies on each step. Spinning in ceremonial procession, a wave of feathers, bone, and Ifrit. He spins himself about 20 feet forward, stops and pauses. I feel a void. I do not feel anything underneath. I only sense the waters that pour. And these cleansing waters that are at the shrine, these are also incredibly important to your work. One of the only places where you know that you can get a consecrated drink of fresh, clean water. A huge part of the work that you do within the Forgotten Lands remains on these shrines to both light the way and to preserve yourself on patrol. Kaivar, I know you are one to sense what most cannot. Can you see or feel anything?
Kaivar is going to kneel down and sort of wander over next to Farouk, and is going to put one of his larger hands to the ground and close both his eyes as he tries to read the psychometric resonance of the area. And in doing so, I'm going to cast Detect Magic and make an assessment. Make an assessment. I mean, like, literally, quite
I'm so glad to have infected your brain.
Yep, thank you. Thanks, I can't escape it.
Did you learn to seismically love me?
Jesus.
Go ahead and roll your spell attack then.
Okay, right.
Ooh-wee.
The silence like an empty hive. Nothingness. A void. Only the static of the water that is in front of you remains.
Farouk his place is empty. Yes. Like bones. Like dead, yes?
Yes.
Based off of my folk tales roll earlier, and based off of me being Fae, am I feeling like this is familiar to home, where I was birthed?
This is the closest to the veil that you have been since you may have walked through. In particular, you've noticed where there are bits of canopy that expose up in the darkness, there is a cosmos that is entirely foreign. Not one of falter or sky, but one of a very different, mischievous, and misleading one.
I hate to break this to you, but we are kissing the veil of the Fae.
You know, I figured as much.
It's rodeo.
Definitely thinner than we've been there for a while.
Feels like home.
As Chrissy says this, Myshkin is just going to reach a ghostly hand into his satchel and bring out a leather book. It is tightly bound, and you can see that the edges of the pages are blackened and burnt, and that the leather cover itself is twisted, almost as though through exposure to fire. And he is just going to open onto a page where you can see hand-drawn diagrams and ink stains, and he is going to cast Detect Magic innately.
Suffocating.
Can I get a sense what kind?
Runic.
And looking around...
Nature-based. Planner.
And can I see any of the runes at all?
All of the small runes that have been leading up to here have been very similar. They're the ones that you see danced around leading up to the shrine. However, those runes that are in the distance are very, very faint and not active within the shrine itself.
Is there anything that Kallisto and I would be looking for when it comes to shrines, like whether it be something physical or feeling that would help lead us to what our next step would be?
Everything leads up to going to the shrine proper. There's nothing that seems to be blocking the way. You have testimony from Tremor Sense from 2 people that there doesn't seem to be a presence below. Myshkin, what connection do you have with your raven? Can you see through its eyes?
Not until it returns to me.
Myshkin, your raven does not return.
I don't think we're alone, and I fear we are being watched.
Loluphia whips around to you. Okay, well, can you elaborate?
I was hoping my raven would be back by now, and it is not. Which means that something has got it.
Chrissy looks up, and I'm still seeing this sky that is not familiar. What do I need to roll, if anything, to see if this is the work of another deity? Or if there is some sort of, like, connection there.
Occultism with advantage.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. 20.
Chrissy. You stare up at that constellation, one in particular that makes no sense. It seems to be the most out of place at anything that you have seen since you've gotten here. And you follow the stars as it traces out a pattern that makes no sense. It simply trails off and makes no connection to anything but a pattern that begins to ring and swirl and twine as that sky breaks away and you see that there is no sky at all. Just pulsing, breathing roots in a blanket that covers the entire shrine. As it is above you, concealing itself in the canopy, both part in this world, part not.
Chrissy is stunned for a second before he just chuckles and shakes his head. It seems the folk tales were true. We have been swallowed by the vine. For if you look at the stars, there's not a single constellation, but a mass of swirling that has no place.
You begin to see it as it unravels over the top of the shrine and descends down facets that linger 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different heads. These vines begin to hang down with smaller pieces and areas that drop down around it.
Lovely.
You can feel the pulse of this creature breathing in the forest all around you.
What are we doing?
I want to try to reach out to this thing. I want to see how fey it is, if at all. And I will say, Lily, as he is moving towards me, seems to be a bit warbled, as if he is not coming in clear. And you may catch glimpses of small wings as he does.
How do you want to try to reach out to this mythical plant?
I am going to... I take my staff back out, and the lights that I once had start to dissipate, fizzling out, and I am going to speak through constellations. So I'm going to perform. I am going to start my own dance where I swirl, and there is just these constellations that pour forth from this staff and lift me up. And as it does so, there is a nothingness in my eyes as galaxies take over and swirl within them. And I'm going to start sending constellations upward in a form of communication that would resonate with anybody who may have some type of occult. It truly is kind of like telling stories as a child just by looking at the stars. And I'm conveying, hey, what is your purpose?
All right, I need you to roll a spell attack.
A spell attack?
Given Kaivar's occult spellcasting, can I use some of my own psychic power and magic to sort of amplify Chrissy's message?
Doesn't
Not
Chrissy
in this-
have Bardic Inspiration? Or was that another person?
I have Inspire Courage. Yeah.
Oh, Inspire Courage.
Yeah.
In this case, no, this is purely a oracle moment.
Okay, so you want me to do spell casting instead of performance?
Yes.
Okay. Crap. Don't like that.
It should be much higher.
That's a
Ooh,
32.
hell yeah.
Damn. One away
Rom.
from 20.
Are we in his aura? We crit on 19.
We crit on 19s.
I love this.
Wrong campaign.
Chrissy, reaching out, setting your own cosmos across from this planeswalking creature. You see it emanate its own cosmos again, but this time clearly forming a visage of itself against the stars. And as those two galaxies find their way and collide, you all see this lighting up the forest canopy. It's almost translucent. You can see the vines that enclosed around you that are wreathing. You can see the two different cosmoses. And there's one, the form and visage of Chrissy in a swirling tempest made within stars. There is a massive vine and mouth. Consume. As you see it swallow in just darkness as the lights fade. As Chrissy, you realize it is siphoning the energy of the Warden's runes to draw its strength. Wherever it comes from, it has consumed everything behind it. From the darkest parts of the Fae in the Autumn Court, this creature has risen.
Well, if that's the way you want it, fine. And you just see these stars pour back into Chrissy as he finds him the constellations beneath his feet swirling to place his feet gently upon the ground. He's not friendly.
Yeah, no, I figured as much.
Definitely from the side of the Fae. Please be careful. And we will not speak names here. We are too close to the veil. Me, I'm fine. This is where I'm from.
If one speaks name, what happened? Yes?
Well, we're not in the world of the Fae, but we're close enough. And considering that this thing up here is insatiable and cranky, it's likely that as soon as that veil is pierced and we say a name, we will belong there. Or you will belong there. So,
Warden,
no more names.
Final moments before you can feel the tension about to break.
Call me Warden number 4A.
4A, got it.
And I'll prepare myself.
Out of interest, Oracle, while you were brushing up against it, did you get any sense of its name?
I need everyone to roll for initiative. As the ceiling lowers and drops down.
God, 29.
As an FYI, you will, if you're using perception for initiative, you will have a +2 now because of one of my new things. As long as you are within 60 feet of me, you are in my Overwatch field, meaning that I'm giving you advance warning and preparation for a fight ahead.
So then,
Just
that's a 31.
it will already be calculated in. You're already using it as
so
long as you're
29.
using perception. So yeah,
Perfect.
you're getting it automatically because
Love
they
it.
do all the Pathfinder things and it's so good.
So good.
I know that it's not everybody, but if you are using it, the bonus is there.
Yeah.
These numbers.
Yeah, I like these numbers. These are good.
I can roll better. I think I'm gonna. What do I need? What kind of card do I need to re-roll?
That would be a relentless.
Relentless.
There are plenty still in the party hand if you need one.
Yeah, if everyone's cool with it, I'd love to use one in a party.
Please
hand.
do.
Go for it.
All right, I'll reset yours. Well, here you need to see what the. I'll let you see where you're at in the
Where they're
order.
at.
Yeah, if they're all lower than you, I mean, you know, it's even better.
All right. Beast.
Yeah, no, I could do better. I'm gonna roll. I'm really gonna use mine.
I will reset you now.
Yeah, so let me just find Relentless real quick.
I'll play it for you. Just go ahead and reroll.
Okay, awesome.
If they're
Thank you.
rolling these low numbers and getting such high ones, I'm afeared.
Man, I'm. Oh God.
I think also as this happening, like Chrissy will look to Loluphia silently and just nod. Like,
Yes.
Just nod with that knowing.
With not back. She
Callisto,
would not back.
Did
You can
get a
choose-
nat- Oh, yes, you did.
you can choose
Yeah.
where you want to go in the order.
Oh, I absolutely want to go first. I
All right.
absolutely want to go first.
Sorry, just a moment. Bife, the bonus you gave us, that was if we rolled initiative with perception, is that right?
Yes, and it will be added on automatically if you do so. So if
So
you
I
just roll
rolled-
normal. Yeah.
I rolled with athletics. Am I permitted to roll with perception, or am I done?
It depends on your
He's
character.
relentless.
How do you mean it depends on my character, sorry?
Character will tell you, will give you that, whether you can roll from whatever. It's generally a feat that lets you know what you
so-
can roll initiative with.
So actually, everyone can roll initiative with whatever they want, depending on what, at least in Pathfinder, depending on what they're doing. So like if you're stealthing, you can roll with stealth. It's that some classes get an additional thing if they roll with
Ah, yes. So,
a specific thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, either convince me what you're doing, or RP wise, or
I'll
You tell me
stick
what
with
your
where
feat
I
does.
am. I'm definitely going to be more an athletics thing, so yeah. I'm good.
okay. Key mechanic. Wardens, this is your shrine. This beast has taken over your shrine. If a warden is present up at the top shrine area, you take over and remove its lair action, and you are in control.
Playing chess.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Currently, it has the lair control. That also means that you have a lair action if you're there.
You're going
On
through
your
all those
side.
layer actions last week. You best believe, baby.
But that
I ain't
means
taking 6 D12s again.
that means getting up in the business. It is this shrine that I'm speaking of, where the big bads are at.
Where the two giant things are that will probably have terrible snapping melee jaw thing. Great. Just, yeah, it's great.
So we have to be on the little like light, basically behind it.
You got to be on the steps, columns in this shrine proper.
So you're trying to get all these range people up close. I see what you're doing, you butthole.
Risk reward. Risk reward. All right.
I thought I was playing a different character than Biddy.
Are there two tracks playing right now, or am I losing my mind?
I've muted one of them, but yes, there are. There's one in the
Okay.
ambient and one in the playlists.
Oh, is it? Oh, I've always had
Okay.
ambient off.
Oh God, yes. Turn your ambient. I'm so sorry. Yes, please remove your ambient. There's no
I was just
telling
like,
what's there.
Wait, this is a lot of information. I'm processing.
Oh God.
Brain is confused.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah,
Is
those.
this calm or are we fighting? I don't know. I'm panicking.
Oh my God, that's
Music
awful. I'm sorry you sat through that. I forget that they're there. That some people embed tracks into these because I always have mine zeroed out.
Is this for Hellfight music?
Yes, this is Hellfight music. This is Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
So that means this is going to be a disaster.
No, not necessarily.
It's gonna be great.
I've
What do you
seen this
mean?
before.
Look, most of us lived. Still need to think about where I'm
just
gonna bury
for-
Richie.
All intents and purposes, I will probably leave Lily out of the fight because he's going through it for reasons that I will not tell you.
No problem. Always your choice.
Yeah, I think it right now it makes sense too because he is not at full potential right now. He's dealing with it. So you know what I will actually do is I will send him away for the moment.
All right, layer action here is after Farouk.
God. Okay.
2, 3,
Kallisto.
4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, it is before Farouk. All right, your turn, my dude.
First things first, every enemy that goes after me, because of I can't remember the name of the skill, but because of a skill I have, I'll quickly look for the name of it. They are immediately flat-footed for until the end of the next turn to any of my attacks. And I'm going to be targeting this guy right here, so he's going to be flat-footed against this attack.
Can you point at them again?
Right here. There you go.
On the left.
Yeah, on the left. The guy on the left.
All right, flat-footed, it placed on him.
And I immediately pull out my pistols, and I will start making movements towards the guy here. Use my 10 feet, my free 10 feet because of 10 paces. I think someone was there. There we go. And I'm going to fire from here at the creature with a paired shot. Let's do that. $27, and then the second shot. Okay,
Just miss.
For 9 points of piercing damage. And then I will use my free movement of 30 feet to, I think get a bit closer to there, and that'll be and then I'll reload as my last action, and then that'll be the end of my turn.
This vine will use its reaction and disappear and roll up into the swarm. And drop down in an ambush as its reaction on you, Kallisto.
I hate that.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh god.
Yeah.
Does not crit though. 7 points of piercing, 5 points of acid as it bites out and its razor-like leaves cut and slice into you.
Make sure I take the damage. Yeah. There we go. Like flinch and grit my teeth in pain, but now with it in melee range, I guess it'll be a bit easier to take out.
So the mechanics, they can use their reaction to pull up into the swarm and reappear anywhere because they currently hold the layer.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
But they can only do it once per turn.
You in danger, girl.
We all in danger.
Creature back over by the shrine. You see just several of its mouths go over the top of these runes that are lit and begin siphoning the light as it's engorging itself on the runic magic. Kaivar.
Okay, tiny buggy boy is really freaked out, but he's gonna try and be brave. First things first, let's try that roll for Inspire Courage. So that will be a Bardic Law check.
Lights
I'm not sure what
to
the
your right
DC is.
go out.
Oh. Oh, thank goodness I have Tremor Sense.
You all have dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
2 of us have tremor sense.
Yeah, what's the DC on Inspire Courage in this?
You don't know. It is currently not your lair.
Cool, that's fine. I just gotta roll it anyway, and we'll see what happens. I think that does pretty well, though.
DC 28, my dude.
Okay, everybody
Damn.
has Inspire Courage for a round. How about that? That's a tough DC. Woof. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Let me drop that in the chat. There you are. Boom.
I will turn it on for everybody. Chrissy, since he has already inspired you in RP, I am going to give you at second level to respect that.
Oh, thank you.
We love this. Hell yeah. I don't know if this is something that's already filled in by the Bardic Law roll that I did earlier with the image that I saw over the shoulder of Kallisto and Loluphia, but would you allow me to make a battle assessment check against the big old planty boys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. That needs to, in that case, they need to make a secret perception check for me against their stealth or deception, whichever is higher. Oh my god. Oof. Wow. You need to roll the perception check for me because it's got to be hidden. Unless I just do that from
No,
my
you just
sheet
roll
like
it.
so.
You just roll it.
Okay, alright. Well, this is probably not going to tell us anything then, but it was worth a try. Yep. Not enough information to understand what's going on there.
No.
Okay, so no idea if there's anything further to be gleaned from any of this. Kaivar is just going to... he's going to try and stop the one that is closest over by Kallisto from doing too much more damage. And he is going to cast Daze on it. So, this bad boy is going to need to make a DC 22 will save. Otherwise, it will be taking some mental damage.
Fails by 2.
All right, so yeah, that's going to take Just a wee little bit of damage there. Just 10 mental damage.
Just 10.
Yeah.
Just
not
reliving
that-
like an awkward childhood memory of where they were just very embarrassed.
Oh god, does it take no damage? Oh god.
It is immune to mental attacks.
Oh. Okay, well that's actually kind of okay to know now, but yeah.
Very fitting. Makes sense why you weren't able to connect with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cack
Crap.
that.
I don't look at these things either until it's go time, so I get to find out with you.
They have a strong mind, yes.
More
Kill
like a
them with
primal mind.
fire. Yes.
Fuck. Yeah, Kaivar is very freaked out by that, so he's going to back up just a wee bit with his movement. Sort of get 10 feet away, sort of place himself vaguely in the middle of the pack. He's got decent range to everybody. And go one step this way, yeah. So I can hit Kallisto with things, and that's going to be end turn.
Kill with fire we can do. And I'm going to ignite my flame hatchets.
Well, that just put a wrench in my plan. We love that. Okay. So these are all part of the same creature, just different tendrils, correct?
There is a swarm, but they individually can only take damage. You can't target the guys in the back through the swarm.
Okay.
Perks of them owning the layer.
Now I have a question for you. If I used Invoke True Name on this one, will I get an answer to that?
Understanding that it is a primal brain, it would be difficult, but not impossible.
Can I make a case for advantage because I know it comes from the Feywild?
No.
Damn it. Okay.
What are you trying to do?
Trying
I'm
to
trying to
invoke its name.
Yeah, so that way I can do extra spell damage. All right. So
This will
what
not take you to it will not take you to the Fey like it will a demon. This will just let essentially just buffs Chrissy.
Okay. At that point, I am going to target. I have to get the target. There we go. I'm going to target this one that's in front of 4A, since we're not saying names here. And I'm going to cast Spray of Stars.
Go ahead and give yourself let's see here. I will give them disadvantage since you've conjured your own cosmos here on the side
Okay.
from the RP.
Perfect.
All right, DC 22 reflex save, disadvantage for them. Failure by 4.
Perfect. So then I'm going to roll for damage, and that's 9. But it is dazzled, I believe.
Takes full damage, is dazzled for 3 rounds.
Perfect.
Oof.
Then
Dazzled do.
If ever it tries to attack someone, it needs to roll a flat check of 5. So it's basically like a 1 in 4 chance that it just misses no matter what it does.
it says your eyes are overstimulated. If vision is your only precise sense, all creatures and objects are concealed from you.
Yeah, it's got to roll a flat check before he can even hit you. It's kind of like having a version of disadvantage here. In this case, this kind of creature would normally, it doesn't have eyes. It wouldn't have this, but you are going back and forth between your Oracle Cosmos and this creature because your Fey lineage.
Yeah, I assume it's more on a metaphysical sense where they are not able to sense where we are.
Yeah, it has no tremor sense right now. It's just overstimulated.
Then with that, I am going to... No, because that's... all of my stuff is mental. I just want you to know I'm very upset.
Hey, I'm giving you leeway here. I'm giving you some room. You're going the right way. You're going the right way.
I am going to use...
Oh, I need to put that damage on there. Did you roll damage? No.
I did. It's 9.
Oh, okay, there we go. Thank you.
I am going to cast... I'm going to cast Bone Shaker on this thing. If I can.
Go ahead and give me a pointer on who.
On this guy. The one that I'm already targeting, the one that's dazzled.
Yep.
I know it doesn't have bones. I'm not looking for that. I'm literally looking to tear at its internal structures. So like...
Yeah, we pulling at fibers, yo.
Yeah, fibers, musculature, whatever. Plant musculature, right? That's a thing now.
Bone Shaker 2, let her go.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
So 22 Fortitude.
Fortitude save coming in. Fails by 1.
Y'all ain't shit. I shouldn't have said that. I take it back right now. All right, let me roll for damage. Damage. And that is 17 points of damage. And it is enfeebled 1.
Let's go.
And that is my turn.
Loluphia.
Will saves the weakest.
Wardens, it is a free action for you to ignite ruins within a sphere of the light cantrip. So think of it essentially as the light cantrip for lighting ruins. So you have a 30-foot radius that you're able to light those runes back up, and it is free. It does not take part of your action economy.
You said as long as we're within 30 feet?
30-foot radius, so you got 60 feet.
Is it only one at a time? Or is it whatever within that burst?
No, it's whatever within that.
Okay. Loluphia seeing Kallisto move away and starting to feel that panic, but at the same time knowing that they have control of this shrine and how it's going to hurt. She looks around at those around her and just, you better brace yourselves because this is going to be painful. And as she says that, she's producing this wind that is starting to swirl around her wrists and down her hands, encapsulating her fingertips. And can she just like light it from here then, or ignite them? Or whatever?
100%.
Okay, she would do that. You would see her do that. She then scary stuff. She's gonna move. Yep, okay. Up 30 feet. And now, I need to check distance. continuing this cloud, as it didn't let up, it starts to pick up dirt and little bits of rocks, like very fine rocks and stuff, as this wind starts to darken and get kind of gross and murky looking. As she will shoot out her ash cloud and place it right here. If you see me tagging.
Yeah.
So that it will hit all 4 of them. And they have to do a DC 22 Fortitude save. Or they take fire damage.
Good placement. All right, I will start with this guy right over here. Fortitude save.
Oh, of course.
Crit.
Oh,
Hey,
there's almost
that
another one.
doesn't, though.
I saw that.
Oh my god.
This is Ash Cloud. This is fire.
Yes.
This is
fire.
disadvantage.
Hey.
Oh,
We need to go ahead and roll this guy again.
not complaining.
Get that nat 20 out of here.
He gives us another one.
It could be worse.
We're gonna roll
was
this
only
guy
+7.
again in case we get a 1. All right, those 2 are failures. And the ones everyone wants to know. Oh, there's a 2. Oh my god.
Hell? He can only fail by nat 1?
Brutal.
High fortitude. Oof.
So y'all know the fortitude is bonkers out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will and
noted.
reflex. That looks like it's the way to go. Hey, fire with disadvantage is huge.
Okay, well, at least I'll take half. Or not all take half, but yeah.
Front 2 take all. Back take half.
12 fear.
As it takes 17 points of damage as it is weak to fire.
I figured a plant would be.
Hmm.
It still gets up to 16 damage?
It's got high weakness. Probably has a weakness 10 to fire. Then.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's a weak. It's got a weakness 10.
Did the one that I
Are
hit
even weaker. Oh my god. Okay.
take more damage then? Because it was fire damage and it only
Yeah.
took 9.
Is
Or
it fire?
No, I think I saw it take.
oh,
more.
it took 14. Okay,
Yeah, 14.
never mind. Disregard.
There we go.
Yeah.
That would end my turn, but as she casts that, you could hear her just yell out, I don't know if you can tell, but it doesn't like fire. No.
Kallisto
Yeah.
grits his teeth at that.
Let's
She
go.
looks at you.
Oh, it is pissed. This entire thing lets out just a shriek that pierces your ears as everything flexes around it, screaming out in pain. This creature retracts itself up.
It has to do another fortitude save because it's starting within my cloud.
Go for it. Let's go.
Yes,
That was
Sam.
ridiculous.
Even the half damage on that's huge too, so that's awesome.
Pretty solid.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Big deal. All right.
Okay, so
Roll it's a new
Uh,
damage. I'm
it's
assuming.
only supposed to be 2d4 now.
Cool.
I don't quite have a button for that.
Just roll 2d4.
Okay.
It'll be 2d4 plus 1 because of Inspire Courage.
Great.
All right, so it's going to do 13 points of damage.
Oh my god.
Nice.
That sucks for
Wait,
them.
are you sure it's meant to be 2d4 now? That's
Yeah,
after
it
heightened
says
3, right?
whenever they start their turn within the cloud, they take. Oh, it is heightened.
Yes,
Ah,
heightened.
so it's an extra d4.
So
Yeah,
there's
so the
another
extra-
one.
Nice. Oh, it's also a 1.
So
But
they
yeah,
take 14
whatever.
Minus another one. And it will pull up into the swarm.
Ah. Oh, that lighting is terrifying. Good God.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Looks like a sea monster.
Oh, it certainly does.
As it splashes down around this life-giving well, you can see it swells from some of it, regaining 20 HP.
So I'm assuming we see that it starts like kind of like the burns on it start kind of patching itself, and that's how we know.
100%.
Maybe we should boil the water? No?
It's just
I mean,
The worst
throw
idea.
it back.
As this thing approaches.
I don't know. It was just a suggestion.
I'm starting to realize that I've gone very heavy in mental damage for all my stuff.
I have two. It's fine, honey. We're just gonna be out here
Crying
destroying
together.
ourselves
It's all
mentally.
good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes. Emotional damage only for us.
Emotional damage.
It focuses its assault on you, Loluphia. As all of these piercing, biting vines go to attack you.
Can I use my reaction? Usually, I know shield can only be used on yourself. Can I throw up a hand instinctively in Loluphia's direction and cast shield as a reaction?
Oh yeah, I'm all about that.
Amazing, great. So you get a +1 to your AC as Myshkin just throws up, and you see a green sigil, circular in nature, just appear in front of you and just move in front of every strike that comes in your direction.
Roll your spell attack.
I don't know if I need to. I think it's
Yeah,
just
roll your spell attack.
So I've cast it.
No, you're fine. It's out there. I'm just telling you to roll your spell attack.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, right, there we go. Sorry. Okay. There we go.
Oof.
16.
Okay.
It only does the 1. So only a +1 to your AC at the moment.
Right, okay.
I will, let's see here. Drag and drop. I will drag and drop the shield effect onto Loluphia. There we go. Now you're 24 AC. All right, here's that focused attack.
Oh my God.
Misses.
By 12? By 12? What?
what?
Done.
You
Can I-
Are you
83 points of damage.
Are you sure about that one? Oh my God.
I Can I
Is
do
that double
something?
damage too?
Yeah, that's critical damage.
Oh fuck.
Am I permadead? Because that is
I-
well over half than my.
No, you took 62 points of damage, and then the remainder is just under the 31.
Can I have stabilize as a cantrip. Can I please use it as a reaction?
You'll need to be in touching distance.
Okay, so then as a reaction, I am going to move. Where am I? I can't see. It's so dark. I'm going to move over.
You won't be able to use any movement on your reaction.
God, okay. Then I just scream. Ah!
I mean, mood. Oh fuck! Oh my god!
Kallisto, you can see the acid pooling as the heat rises up above an unconscious Loluphia.
I think Lolupia's not conscious to see this, but his face twists into a look of hostility, the same look that he had when he looked down at one of the agents just a few hours ago. And he's silent, but it's clear that there's a mixture of worry for Loluphia and just pure, unadulterated anger and rage towards this creature.
Kallisto, as you look back that way, you see Loluphia's runic focus ignite. What color does it shine, Loluphia?
It would be a pale blue.
Is
Almost
this
white looking.
pale blue light shines up as you've fallen gracefully into the healing waters where you're at, as the acid does not permanently scar you as it washes over your body 20 hit points back because you are standing literally in the stream.
I am a streamer.
Oh my god. You know what? Never mind. Take the 20 HP back.
Take it back.
Oh my gosh. Cool.
You are
Oh god.
wounded one. Seeing you rise back up with its final action, it goes to try to swallow you whole.
Yo, fight me, dude. 1v1 me, bro.
Is there a way I can give this thing a disadvantage? Or
Oh, yeah,
I feel
absolutely.
Burn inspiration, isn't it? Is it inspiration or advantage that I burn?
I mean, I think you can just use your fake out reaction, right? Shouldn't need to worry
No,
about
fake
power
out.
for it.
Fake out makes it easier for me to wait. No, fake out makes it easier for whoever else is about to hit.
Yeah, that's right. It's an
yeah.
aid thing. Damn.
Yeah, it's an aid. What do I need to burn for that? Can I burn advantage for that, or is that not a thing?
No, you can. Absolutely.
Awesome. I am going to play my advantage card to give this attack disadvantage. As I quickly spin around, seeing breath return to Loluphia to fire a shot, not even really to deal damage, but to distract. Maybe it like glances off one of its teeth as it's chomps towards.
Go ahead and make an
Loluphia.
attack.
Okay. Courage. Okay. 27.
27 does not hit.
Oh my god. God. Oh, this is so rough.
Every fucking fight is. Jesus Christ.
Captain Robert Bear. Yada.
I've never been more stressed. I'm gonna tell my therapist about this.
Every week.
Yep, every week.
Oh, and we do it twice.
Yeah, we just
Do
got
this
out
rest
of we just got out of hell jail. Now it's time for Fey jail. Great.
I am going to burn Reaction Surge to try this one more time. And I'm going to use a D6 inspiration as well to add a +1 to this.
I'm stressed.
God damn, where's
Nice.
Manoa when you need him?
Oh,
Plant food.
No. Yes. Sorry. I was like, no, man. No, it is the one. Sorry.
Oh, yes, get it, Drak! Oh, thine is the kick-ass, the power, and the glory.
so is this just distracting or does it hit?
You'll get to do damage with a 20 as well.
Yes. Okay, perfect.
Yes. Let's fucking
Don't
go.
fuck with my wife.
Oh.
25 points of damage, piercing damage,
50.
and
I accidentally hit the button. I got so excited I pressed the button.
Yeah,
I got too excited to press the button. Sorry. That just registered.
I already rolled crit, so yeah, it is 25 even with the crit. And they are also frightened 1. They are flat-footed until the end of my turn, and they have to make a fortitude saving throw. Or be stunned 1.
I would say at disadvantage, by the way. I'm just saying I'm biased.
I'll leave it out to RoBear, but they are frightened 1, which I think affects their DC fortitude anyway, so which might be helpful.
Yes. Still probably high as balls, but, you know.
Yeah, still
Can
probably.
Alright.
can I throw a card in the ring to make their DC higher? Can I use an inspiration for that?
It'll use
On his
your
behalf?
you can use your reaction to
I'm gonna use aid. I'm gonna aid Kallisto in this, and therefore I'm going to kind of fizzle out constellations, harmful constellations that just kind of like smack this thing's face and like disappear.
DC 24. You can roll your folklore, you can roll your occultism or your spell attack. All of those
Okay.
will
Wait,
work.
good question. My AC went down to 22, whenever it only went up by 1 to 24.
Because you're flat-footed, you're technically prone, so you kind of flat-footed to
Oh, it
minuses
takes some of
2.
your AC?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's all
So
that
you
shit
have to like
automatically now.
actually stand up.
All right,
Yeah.
so I can use what things?
Which I'm going to allow. I'm going to get you off of your feet here.
I believe it was folktales, lore, occultism, or performance. Am I right on that, Rob?
Or my spell, right?
For your spell attack.
Yeah, no, that was it.
I'm gonna use my spell
Occultism,
attack.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
It's fine. I dealt decent damage, and yeah, so they're frightened 1. I need to make a flat-footed and need to make a DC 22 Fortitude.
All right, here comes the save.
It's gonna be gross even on like a 2.
Yeah, they literally need to make a nat 1 to fail.
Yeah, no,
to succeed.
Oh my god.
I hate this monster.
It's like the grossest thing I've ever seen. Ah!
Miz, there are 2 of these.
All right,
If you'll realize that. There are 2 of them.
Yep.
it will attack at disadvantage.
And we haven't even gotten to the layer action.
Oh god.
I don't want to talk about
I
it.
see that smile on your face, RoBear.
I don't
How
want to talk
dare
about
you.
it.
I'm gonna reroll a character.
Right? Yeah,
No way.
I have a swashbuckler coming up next. It's fine.
All right, it's got a -1 because it's frightened. It's got a -5 on the multi-attack penalty. Disadvantage.
Oh god, okay, it's not a crit.
Oh.
Oof.
Good night, sweet prince. Again.
Loluphia is swallowed whole by this beast.
Do they poop? Just asking for science.
Stay dead, okay?
Well, ain't that a load of shit?
The monster's full of it right now. At least I get to avoid the layer action.
Maybe?
Does it count?
Layer action.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
It will retract 2 of its beasts that are up here screaming in flames. And it will send them down. Back this way, as that ash cloud is no longer there. And you see the ceiling drop 10 feet. There is a 40-foot canopy. Now it is only 30.
It's not a problem for me because I'm small, but I know everybody else is freaking out right now.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay, well, shit.
We have to split this thing open to save her, otherwise she'll be gone forever! I will burn extra strike card. So I can cast Fireball with my first action. Okie dokie. Or how big of an area does it do this? All right, I will burn an advantage card. This This is okay, these are saves. Yeah, but this is long term. Go for it. I will invoke my primal focus spell of combustion. I will go ahead and play a one of my D10s, so it's going to give a -3 on the save. It'll do so with disadvantage. -3. Keep lower.
Wow, damn.
I am going to burn a luck, and I'm gonna make a reroll. Son of a bitch. All right. $14 points. Oh, but it doesn't take the persistent damage.
Ooh.
That's 17 points of fire damage. It's not enough! As it sears this creature, it does not open up or regurgitate Loluphia. I have 2 more left.
No, you used an extra strike on that, didn't you?
Yeah, I have two actions left.
What? Oh, what?
So I can cast another big spell.
Yeah, extra strike gives you 1 extra action, and they use that plus their first action.
I see. So this was a 2-action
Fireball.
cast, so you have 2 more. Okay, I got you. This is actually very pertinent to know as another caster.
Let's get Manawa out then. Manawa! Warrior of Flame! Retrieve our friend! Manawa's gonna go in. Come on, buddy. Does get advantage on these strikes.
Ooh. Would he be inspired couraged?
Yes, he would be. Let's go. That'll
Okay,
hit.
so that just
That'll hit.
hits.
Good catch.
Good God. AC of 24. What the fuck? Oh God. Oh, that's insane.
It should not be 34.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
Nope.
Yeah, this is.
It is not 34. It's 28.
It
so-
says it's. I don't know why it's.
It does
34,
because
but it is.
I modified it. It's a
Okay.
big creature that I modified. So it's going off the original. So its AC is 28. So that will hit.
My heart cannot take this.
16 points on the first strike. All right. This will be an important counter to make. Oh, good. It gets persistent damage. Yes! Let's go.
And that's persistent with the weakness too, right?
Yeah, so it goes, we got 17 plus 26. 43 points. 40 points is the mark. Loluphia, your body is jettisoned from the creature. I need you to roll a 1d4 to see where you land. Three. You were luckily spit back into the same pool. Only on this side. 3 and 4 were your lucky numbers. This time, very much laying prone. 20 HP back again. Manawaz's second strike with advantage. This will be a +1. So 26 will miss. Do you want him to go ahead and swing the third time?
Oh man,
Absolutely, yeah.
If he critically misses, it's bad. But I mean, like, I think we kind of just got to roll for the fences here.
Yeah.
The AC is 28. If they roll again, it'll be a +6. So they have to get that 20 to hit.
Oh man. Oof.
And anything lower than a 12
Can we use?
is a
Use the inspiration card. You can get him +3.
We have.
Yeah.
And you got advantage on your side.
We have 4 of them in the party hand, so we
All right.
have plenty to play.
Here we go.
We can do that if everyone wants.
+3
Yeah,
with
that's it.
advantage. -8. Here it
Also,
goes.
It should also have Inspire Courage on it. Still
Yes,
doesn't.
the Inspired Courage, which is another +1. Got it.
In fact, that actually also makes a difference for the damage too. So it's an extra 2 damage. on the
Yes, I
table
will
thing.
put the extra 2 damage on there. 28 just hits. Let's go. Let's go.
Good choice.
Okay. Ooh.
I'm gonna play that just so that's out of party hand.
$23 points of damage. Another rack of persistent damage.
That will be now 3 damage across the whole thing.
With this
Or rather,
creature lit up, it is bloodied. End of Farouk's turn. We will go to Myshkin's turn, and then the session will end.
Okay.
One quick
gonna
second,
try
this thing's got to get its turn out of its way. It's going to attack
No,
Chrissy.
also real quick, Manoa needs to be an initiative as well.
Don't worry, I'm going to get him there in a second.
So what's attacking me?
This boy.
Oh, I didn't even see him. Yeah.
24 will hit.
Oh, low roll though. Nice.
I have a reaction to that I can use.
You have
because-
already used your reaction for this round. You will have to use a reaction surge.
I think I might have one.
I thought we had 2 reactions, one for someone else and one for ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
In which
I only
case,
used my reaction for somebody else.
Ah, I'm sorry.
yeah,
Okay.
indeed.
So because this thing is vile and spit at me and I'm upset about it, I'm going to use Blood Vendetta.
Will save coming in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Will fail.
Okay. What does that even mean?
It will take the full damage first, so that's going to be 12 damage to it, and then it will also take persistent bleed damage.
Yep, so just hit the damage button, and then,
Okay. Not Matt.
targeted Manawa.
That's fine. It's cool. We're cool. Here we go. Let's try this again. Bro, I am clicking on the thing.
It's all right. I'll help you out.
Okay, thank you. Because I clearly am stressed. I'm under duress.
There we go. All right, it's got bleed damage on it now. It is going to go for a swallow attack.
Oh,
It also needs to just take 2d6 damage on top of the persistent bleed as well. Because it's failed that save.
So I'm just gonna roll that.
Here we go.
Not Manawa. Okay, 9 damage.
Why is it Manawa?
I don't know. It also has weakness 1 to piercing and slashing damage until the bleeding stops.
All right. Let's go! It's gonna miss as it goes to swallow you whole. It is now stun 2.
Ooh, that's huge actually.
As
It's
it
like
goes
a whole
and
turn burned.
slams into the ground. Can't get its teeth out of the vines that are underneath it. Myshkin, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna burn a double movement, so I'm gonna play that. And as the plant in front of us crashes to the ground, Myshkin is gonna start running over towards the bridge next to Loluphia. And as he does so, you can see that he is bringing out what looks to be a small glass orb. And inside there is a raging green fire. And if you look closely enough, you can almost see a face scraping against the edges of the glass. And as he looks at it, and he sees Loluphia on the ground, he looks between the two of them, pockets the glass orb, and he is going to run and stand in between the creature and Loluphia. And I'm going to play an advantage card because I really want this to work. And I want to try a thing. I want to cast Vampiric Touch at the creature, but I don't want the hit points to go to me. I want to extend my other arm and place my ghostly hand on Loluphia and transfer whatever I take from it to her.
Because of your ghostly hands, I will not split it 50-50.
Okay. So
It'll all go to Loluphia.
Okay,
Is
so I'm
is this a spell attack?
It's a melee spell attack.
That's all I need. I'm going to use Fake Out to aid this attack. Yes, I'm going to use my Rector to aid this attack with Fake Out. As, again, I've dealt some decent damage to this, so again, I'm going to turn away from this one in front of me and turn my pistols and fire another, meant to be a distracting or warning shot at this creature as I use Fake Out.
And remember, because you have Fake Out, I let you have advantage on the shot.
Perfect. One, another crit. Come on. And keep higher. Okay.
Ooh, it's good.
35.
Let's go.
Oh wait, actually did that wrong. Fake out is a very specific thing. Hold on. It actually adds. I add a +5 to that, so it'll be 40.
That'll
So
be a
that would
critical.
be a
You can
crit
go ahead
because
and
it's-
drop damage.
Perfect. Don't fuck with my wife. This is the moral of the story. There we go. 41. And since they're flat-footed, I should actually get my sneak attack on this as well to be another 2d6 on that. Because they should be flat-footed to me specifically.
Yes.
Until the end of my turn.
God damn. Oof.
Jesus.
Max on that.
What?
Let's
They
go.
have 3 points of piercing damage.
Please continue to deliver us from evil, Drak.
I think he likes me.
And since it's a crit, they're already scared of me. They're already intimidated. They already have frightened one, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
I think we all are, Drak.
Does need to
I'm
make
into
that.
it.
All right, advantage on your attack, Myshkin.
Okay.
Does it need to make the fortitude save for?
Oh yeah, they need
one?
to make the fortitude
Yeah.
save as well to be in case they're stunned one.
Well, I
They
mean,
succeed.
We'll succeed.
nope.
I've also realized that my one, it actually needs to take a fortitude check as well. So, seeing as I played an advantage card, can it do it at disadvantage, or shall I renege on that?
You're gonna have disadvantage on it from aid, so you can go ahead and have your advantage card back. You can play one of your cards to essentially raise the DC. In that case, it's how I just lower it, so you can lower it by 1, 2, or 3.
I don't know if I have anything. I've just got inspiration.
Inspiration will be that. So
Yeah, that's the 1, 2, or 3.
That'll be the +3.
Great. So like a grant one character 1d6 inspiration?
No,
What is that?
6 is 1, 8 is 2, 10 is 3.
Okay, so I have a 6, so I'm gonna play that.
All right, here we go.
Do you want me? Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Save coming in. Disadvantage -1. Just succeeds by 6.
Okay. Yep, because of my reaction, that is all I can do, unless... Yeah, no, that's all I can do. So that doesn't work. Okay.
Is it all or nothing? Shouldn't be all or nothing with it being a save.
It should still be half. It should still be
Yeah.
half. A basic beast, they take half damage.
Yep. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So, not as much as I was hoping, but Loluphia, you regain half of that. So you get 4 points of damage. Or hit points. Cool, that's all I can do.
All right. 4 points of healing towards you, Loluphia. As you guys stare out with the ceiling lowered, one more of these creatures still sitting on the shrine. That is where we will pick up next week.
Oh boy.
You're doing good.
Goddamn ears off. I'm
We're
so
doing pretty
mad.
decent,
I am
I
so
felt like.
mad.
You're doing good. You're using the things. You're using the
chipping away.
things.
I really wish I knew Fireball. I wish I knew Fireball so badly right now.
My ass thought was such a good idea. And then I went to crap.
I was so stressed. I'm still very stressed.
You should be. There's a whole nother one there.
Yeah.
And you have
Got it.
30
Okay.
feet on the ceiling. Maybe you should get to the shrine.
man.
Who knows?
Maybe we should go up by the thing with many jaws, past the other thing with many jaws, and the other little things with many jaws.
I need to remember
you
that
notice
this
there's
guy's
a lot of
flat footed
jaws
to
in
me.
this encounter. Yeah.
I want to see how far away I am from it. How far away am I from it?
Too
Okay.
far. It's ridiculous.
What
That's
are
why
the
I
numbers?
did the ass cloud.
150.
You guys-
something while I moved up.
You guys hung back. That's you didn't want to go towards it. That's
I only have 30 feet.
no. This is in the RP, and the RP you guys didn't want to. You wanted to be cautious, so that's what cautious got you.
You know what?
What?
I don't like when you say that. Okay. I
Yo,
feel very
sometimes-
attacked right now.
I'm gonna say it was still the right call, because if we had gone all the way up there, we would have been literally surrounded by these fucking things, and everyone would have been inside one of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Truly, it's probably best that we split the party. Not our party, their party. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Split them with fireballs. Lots of fireballs. A significant
I
number
almost
of fireballs.
expected you, RoBear, to have like a head grow back like a Hydra. And I was like, you jerk.
Oh no, not. That would be real. That'd be real
No,
bad.
knowing you, you're vile.
Nah, just it's just the healing waters here. Hey, you have no scarring thanks to your rolls. You landed back in the healing from being in acid twice, so you were, hashtag blessed, yo.
Hashtag blessed. I am leaving.
I'm realizing Kallisto only really does raw damage when Loluphia goes down.
100%, dude.
That's the only time I really do any raw damage.
But when you talked
not
about
saying-
this clumsy, gunslinger, it is until there's extreme threat, and then it's just like cannot be fucked with.
Yeah.
It's like the
No,
dice
man.
gods know.
Yep.
That was a good session.
Yeah, it's great.
There was a lot of character building. I love it.
Good session.
I'm just
Had fun.
so mad. I'm so mad.
Right? Like, I'm gonna need Drak to build my next character. Whatever I'm doing is not it. I'm here for comic relief, nothing else.
I sat there and retooled all of my spells for the thing, and I was like, yeah, I've got a good mix of saves, good mix of damage types, lots of stuff that fits. And nope, no fire.
I have very minuscule fire. Like, the fire that I have is like not worth its weight at all. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, here, take 1d6 of fire damage. Oh, there are man-eating plants. It's fine. It'll do so much.
Yeah, I only have 1d6 of fire damage. It only lasts like 2 turns. So I only really use it.
You have
News
a
is any
fire
damage gets
elemental
weakness 10.
and a fire hurling kitty, so you got things.
Yeah,
I don't know.
think we're good.
That kitty, the more I see of that kitty, the more I'm like, okay. But you're the one who don't trust nobody. You just reincarnated a fucking bird, my dude.
Oh my god, that was so fucking good.
It's just like,
Sam was messaging me being like, hey, I have an idea. And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, let me know if the idea still works after a round and then we can go and do it. And they got eaten. RoBear.
like,
What the
never
fuck?
Do what you can.
Yeah, I was the same. I was like looking at my spells and I was like, cool, I'm gonna do this next. And then everything went wrong and I was like, none of these things will work.
You got 160 points of damage. This thing, it's on its last leg already.
I mean, but like you also like one hit someone.
It had to crit to do it.
It's scary, dude.
And it had to
It's so
focus
scary.
all of its mouths and strike at once. It was angry. It got set on fire.
You know what? Fair. I tried the diplomatic route, and it shit on that. Nope. Wasn't having it.
Well, you had
That
to.
was pretty.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, the good.
hopefully it tries to eat Manawa.
It's not
I
that
didn't think of
smart.
that. A spicy meatball.
It's spicy meat the ball of Manawa.
A spicy meatball.
Oh my god! Kallisto pulls out the spicy sausages that
Yes.
Anything can
It will
happen.
crumble. Yes.
Find out next week.
Oh,
I'm
dude.
excited. I'm ready for this. Is it Wednesday yet?
Right?
Love you all.
Technically.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, friends.
Adios.
What's going on, everybody? CaptainRoBear crew here. Stormforge, episode 7.
Hey, the lucky number.
Don't
the
say that.
magic number.
Don't say that. This is. I'm scared for what is about to be revealed.
It's gonna be great.
It's honestly on the scale of ways to jinx an episode. Trust me, I've done worse and had the repercussions for it be felt immediately. Like,
I think we're gonna have a great time.
I'm gonna avoid saying the full phrase, but I'm the one who effed around and found out.
You got caught at that corner. Got it. Love that for you.
There's no one who knows the failure of my shenanigans better than myself. Trust me.
Oh, you killed a man, Kaivar. You kill the man.
You nat 20 the man, okay?
Left his cold body in the Amber Forge. By the way, I still don't know if that was cleaned out. Still don't know if it was removed.
You killed him next to your cabinet and then crawled up in it and had the best night's sleep ever. That's what I knew you were an insectoid.
That's the true
You
way.
slept next to the body.
Kaivar doesn't even know what like cops are, and he's still like, "Hey, Cap, that sounds right. Okay, cool."
All right.